Hi. Welcome. It's Sunday. We're talking toys. We're just gonna do toy haul stuff. We're just gonna have a little fun. We might hate on some stuff. We might hate on some people. Probably not on people, but yeah, we're just gonna have a good time. Thank you everyone for being here who's already here. And even though he didn't say it, which you're kind of contractually obligated to say it, Mo was first. So congratulations, Mo, you're first. Victor, Strauko, Cutthroat. Yeah, Mo's already here. Denny Geek, Rollkeeper, Woodman, Brandon R, Ravenwitch 66, Skyfall, Samuel Edwards, Conrad Hauser, MD. Good First Sergeant Doctors in the house. Matt Noon's here, V. Conley, Destro's Desk. We got Jason's here. Brian Fox says, let's go. We're going. James from Ratface 44 is in the house. Terry, TJC, is here all the way from the UK. Man, Just Jeff's in the house. All sorts of people. Bleep blurp. Floppity bloop bloop. Hot banana water. Yeah, what's up? That's such a great name. Look at that. Well, hey, buddy.
Hey.
Look at that. I just did it. You didn't even know it was coming. It just happened. Because I wanted your opinion. Look at that guy's avatar. Is that not an awesome avatar?
Yeah, it really makes me kind of disappointed how unoriginal my name is.
MVargo?
Yeah, it's like why couldn't I have thought of hot banana water?
I don't know. Maybe we just need to go rethink our lives. I could be like lukewarm pea soup. That was bad. That was not good. Rob Vegas is here. Rachel Salinas, Roll Keeper, says meow meow. Let's go meow. Yojo Jerk. Awesome. James is here. Oscar's here. Bear 11 Charlie's here. Always need a Mortarman. My good buddy and one of the most beautiful smiles I've ever seen. Mikey Kukovic from JMK Custom Works is here. A lot of awesome people. Oh, Hot Banana Water says AI art. It's so cool. I still like it. It's still awesome. I wonder what that tastes like. What do you think? Yeah, it tastes like shit.
Probably better than banana candy. Is that a hot take?
Shut your mouth. You don't like banana candy?
All we ever had growing up were those banana popsicles, and I couldn't stand the taste of that banana anymore. Dude,
get out of here, man.
We're starting early tonight.
Banana taffy? Yeah, we are starting early. Anyway, so Vargo sucks. He doesn't like banana candy. I'm just kidding. I love you. Yeah, see, Hot Banana Water loves banana candy. I would hope so. Aaron Nichols is here. What's up? And then Mikey says, maybe spicy milk toast. Doesn't milk toast just mean kind of bland? How do you have spicy milk toast? I don't know. Yeah, see, even Jimmy says banana Laffy Taffy's the shit. Look at this, dude. You are ruled out, my man. George Aiken's here. Hello, George. It's good to see you.
George.
Well, that's cool. We got a lot of people hanging out with us, and all we're really doing is we're just gonna hang out. We're gonna talk some toys. We're gonna bullshit. We're gonna hang out with everybody in the chitty chit chat and just have a good time. I don't like that word. I don't know why.
Potato?
No, the last word, and you don't need to say it. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that word. I will say some horrible shit, but I will not say that word. Oh, look at this. Just Jeff is with you.
That's like 1 out of 15. So,
Pardon me. This is live TV. The frickin' appointment line at the medical center is calling me. I don't need to take that call. Patrick Strauko says Reese's Take 5 is my go-to. Those are pretty good. You ever had those?
not in a while.
It's got like the pretzel in it and shit.
Yeah.
Ooh, here's a good question. How did you like RoboCop? Have you seen that RoboCop game, Rogue City?
I've not seen the game. I could give you my opinion on the movies.
Well, let's hear that. What's your
One's
opinion?
fantastic, 2's okay, 3's a piece of garbage, and I couldn't stand the remake. Yep.
Yeah. All right. See, that's the reason I liked you. Yeah. I like 2. I think that 2 has some really good stuff in it. It still has that Verhoeven kind of real tongue-in-cheek satire. Like when that one comes out, presenting RoboCop 2, and it goes, ah! There's some good stuff in there. That when it kills that guy and shoots the other dude in the arm and blows its own head off.
Yeah, RoboCop 2 is watchable. RoboCop 3, I forget. I just pretend it's not there.
Dude, I tried to watch RoboCop 3 a couple of weeks ago. I've been reintroducing myself to like garbage movies. One of them being Moonraker. And as a kid, I loved Moonraker because you know what? Space shuttles. Moonraker's no good. And then I tried to watch RoboCop 3, forgot that it wasn't Peter Weller. Got like what you're like 10 minutes into the movie, you're like, what the hell's RoboCop?
Yep.
Right. And then he drives off the bridge. And I forgot about the weird cyborg samurai dude.
Yep.
Yes, it's the one.
And then you look at the back of the DVD case and you're like, oh, it's PG-13.
That'll tell you something, huh? Yeah. Yes, TJC, it is the one with the jetpack, and it's so bad when he's flying around with the jetpack. It just looks like, spicy milk toast water. I don't know. Brandon R says Tubi is the service for old hot garbage flicks. Sometimes, yeah, but sometimes there's some really good stuff on Tubi. Aaron says I'd buy that for $1. Absolutely.
Not RoboCop 3.
I will not watch RoboCop if it's not Peter Weller. He actually voices RoboCop in this game, in the new game. So at least you got that. At least you got Peter Weller. And this is for you. Ted Darklaw, our good buddy from Hella Dope Toys, who are on right after us. So remember, right? TGIS.
Yep.
Go watch them. I don't know why I did that.
One of my Hall's things is from Hella Dope Toys. So
sweet. So we get to talk about that. Two fine fellas talking toys on a Sunday night. It's incredibly toxic, but I love it. Yeah, we're gonna get there. But thanks, Ted. We appreciate you, man. We love you. I have stopped asking about my mug because I know that those guys are they're in a pinch and they don't need that. They don't need to hear that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
You just need to steal laser pantses now.
Yeah, no. And then Suka's here. What's up? Says, yeah, time for some hate mongering. I'm working on a new car rant all about haters. I sent MVargo the thumbnail for it.
It should be a good one.
Yeah, it should be pretty good. Robert's Infinite Realms, what's up, dude? Says RoboCop 3 is cinematic oral bowel movement. Is that like poop mouth?
That's a string of words.
Mouth. Ron, you poop mouth. Poop mouth. RoboCop 1 is the best, especially get the rated R copy. It's only rated R, isn't it?
I don't know if he means the unrated cut.
Samuel Edwards says, I recently bought Kill and Kill Again on Blu-ray. I grew up with the Roger Moore Bond films and thought they were great till I saw Goldfinger and became a Connery fan. Yeah, I don't. The Moore movies are a lot campier than I remembered them being. And I was like, oh, yeah, I loved Roger Moore as Bond. And then I started rewatching them. I got through Moonraker, and then I got halfway through View to a Kill, and I was like, these villains are shit. Like, they just suck.
Something I need to go back and rewatch. I used to rewatch them all with my dad, but I haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah, View to a Kill. That's the one with Christopher Walken. It's like, ugh. Christopher Walken, he's so bland. He doesn't even do his like wowie wow. He doesn't do any of that. George Aiken says the only good thing about RoboCop 3 is the Amiga game. Didn't play it. I did not. Did you?
No, I didn't.
Mr. Vargo, in your white t-shirt. We're completely contrasting each other. We didn't
Yin to
coordinate.
yang. We gotta cancel out the toxicity.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, right. We're like the toxic yin yang, just going around in a circle. I like it. Logic Blasters here. What's up, everyone? Love these toy talks. Well, that's cool, man. I'm glad you're here. Mr. Vargo doesn't care that you're here, though.
I care.
Which RoboCop has the kid? That's RoboCop 2, the little drug dealer kid
Yeah,
with the Uzi in his briefcase.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I mean, technically, RoboCop has a kid. I don't know if that's what they mean.
Well, yeah.
Before
Alex Murphy has a son.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but RoboCop 2 has the little kid, and he sits down with the mayor, and he's like, "Let's cut the shit." he's bossing the mayor around. All about the villains. Yo, yo, yo. What is up? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Our good buddy Wilhelm Toy and Hobby is here. Good to see you, Will. And you know what? I was a little bummed you didn't do a 118 today. I understand life happens. So, I mean, we all get that. But I was actually free today. It's rare that I'm free on an early Sunday. So. Rob Vegas says, I must have watched A View to a Kill about 50 times. I don't know why, but I really dig it. I mean, if you like it, that's cool. I mean, but I'm just a hater. So I'm just going to hate on stuff. So. Yeah, Yojo Jerk says, more Bond is pure cheese. Yeah. V. Conley, who sadly will not be here Wednesday for my super duper toy talk hangout with Kirk Bazigian, says Samantha and I went back and watched every Bond film in order. Timothy Dalton was much better than I remembered. What are your thoughts on that, Mr. Vargo?
The last time I saw one of Dalton's Bond movie, I didn't think it was awful. But like I said, I need to go back and rewatch them. It's been a while. So
having rewatched some Roger Moore, I'm going to agree with Senior Conley here. So, yeah. Yeah, and Grace Jones. Yeah, that's right. She's Christopher Walken's bodyguard. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, Jay Bartlett. What's up, brother? Says, dead or alive, you are in fact coming with me. That game's pretty good, dude. Like, it's straightforward. It's a first-person shooter to get back to what TJC was asking, but you can do weird stuff like I can pick up a TV and just like walk around a corner and there's some dummy just like shooting a pistol at you and you just wham, just hit him in the face with the TV. Or if you punch them, their head will explode.
So is it like in continuity of the films or is it kind of its own separate thing?
Yeah, it's like a post. I don't know if it's post RoboCop 2. It's definitely before 3.
Yeah.
Right. It's just spoiler alerts, right? It's before 3. Lewis is in it.
Okay.
It's somewhere in the continuity. Jay finished it. Jay, if you know, where does it lie in the RoboCop film continuity? But yeah, it's pretty fun. I only got through like the first main mission, which is kind of like a tutorial, but you know, you get skill points and you can upgrade all your skill trees. You can upgrade your weapon accuracy and things like that. You can do little side quests. It's fun. Yeah, it's nothing earth shattering, but I like it. It's pretty fun. Just Jeff says, "Man with the golden gun wasn't too bad." Yeah, fair. I think I would have to go back and rewatch that. Woodman says, "Tombstone is the movie I have to watch every time it comes on TV."
Tombstone's a classic.
Yeah, Tombstone's one of those movies. You gotta. Absolutely gotta. Jimmy Purvis, more Bond was great from 8 to 12 years old, not so much approaching 50. Fully agree. I fully agree. There's 75 people hanging out with us. I think they want us to talk some smack. Let's talk some smack. TJC says, yeah, the Amiga game was awesome. I may have to stream it now as a comparison. Oh, please do. That would be cool. Cruising. 3 has the computer genius gal. Yeah, RoboCop 3 and the weird samurai ninja.
Yep.
Cyborg thing, right? And he hits him and his jaw does that weird thing. No, sir.
RoboCop 3 was
no,
was
sir.
Movie.
It's garbage. Garabachi. Just cruising, just looking for. Jason Keene says Timothy Dalton was the most underrated Bond. Yeah, I think maybe he kind of got the short end of the stick, but I gotta say that when GoldenEye came out, I was like, okay, I'm good with this. I'm good with this. I really, really like GoldenEye. And then, obviously it's got the classic Nintendo 64 game that you can't get away from that. Absorb Bids, what's up, dude? Says killer theme song for View to a Kill. Yep, absolutely. It is a good theme song. Dan Jamin, aka Balake's here. So, it's in between 2 and 3. There you go. Okay. Thanks, Jay. Yeah. All About the Villains asking, what is everyone up to today? Well, Mr. Vargo and I, we're gonna open some toys. We're gonna talk some smack. We're gonna discuss some stuff. And right off the bat, I think Mr. Vargo is going to tell us his story about how he almost bought a flag.
Yeah, so there was, I was just browsing on, as one does when you're bored. You do what you call the doom scrolling.
Doom scrolling, that's it right there. Yeah, we're going to make that popular. Doom scrolling.
Yeah, and I was like, that's a USS flag, and it's like $500. I was like, ooh. It's like I texted my wife. I was like, hey, there's a flag. She's like, you don't even have any of the vintage figures anymore. I was like, but it's a flag. She's like, well, you already spent your money this month. I'm like,
What's up, Rocco? Welcome. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. Okay, so
we'll see if it's there this weekend. If it's still available this weekend, I may be getting a flag.
So you got to talk the missus into it.
And then I need to prove that there's space in the basement for it.
I'm looking right behind you. I see some space.
Yeah. Well, there's a wall on the other side that I think it's like 8 feet. I think I can get that flag back there.
All you need is 7 feet 4 inches, my friend, and you're in business. That's all you need, right? And then every time you walk down there, you can marvel at your flag. Yeah. You got a table right there. I'm looking at that table.
That's the in and out. That's the video table. I had to bring it over because I had bought too much stuff.
Yeah. That's why I took over the garage because, when we moved, I needed way more space because I have to be able to make customs over there, and I knew I was going to have this big giant island thing in the middle. And my desk is obviously on this wall. I don't know. Whatever. All right. Suka says, do you need some space? Shall I remind you space is infinite? And it's expanding? Yeah, that's what they say. All About the Villains says 500 for a flag ain't bad. Complete? You said it was like 85%, right?
Yeah, it was about 85%. You're missing the usual suspects.
Yeah, that's it, right? That's generally what you find them at, like 85%. So you're talking mast cap, fantail deck rail, maybe some of the little tips on the antennas. I said tips with a P. Yes, thank you.
Yep, and I think and I think it was missing the radar stuff on the top too.
Oh, the entire mast?
I think it looked broken to me, so it's probably gonna have to be replaced. But
if we're showing gits and we're talking a flag, let me go grab this git real quick. You gotta see this thing, man. Yes, I have pants on. Someone's gonna say I don't have pants on. Hey, Chad doesn't have pants on. He turned off his camera. Got freaking pants on. Oh,
That's what she said.
thank you for that. I'm glad somebody said that. Yeah, Conrad says 7 feet 4 inches and you're in business. That's what oh man, everybody's busting out that's what she said. Dang it. Darth Gutierrez is here. What's up, dude? Good to see you. And then Cutthroat Comics is asking, what if your wife says no?
Well, there's always next time. It's a marathon, not a sprint, right?
That's right, man. That's right. However,
I'm young enough. There'll be people starting to sell their flags off here shortly.
I didn't get a flag till I was 46. 46? Yeah, I think 46 was when the ma'am bought me my Oos flag. But yeah, it is a marathon, and it's nice that you bring that up because a lot of people are like, I just want to get everything I can right now, and that's not really how that works. I will say, if you do get this flag and the mast is all jacked up and it's missing all the little things that kind of plug into the mast, I bought this off a seller, I think on Facebook. I screenshot his stuff, right? But this is a 3D printed mast, and it's like an updated mast, right? So you have this piece, and it goes into here, and it has like a ladder on it and everything. You see the ladder down here?
Mm-hmm.
You can stand a Joe on here, right? Almost like a crow's nest. And then it's got accessories galore. And I have a complete mast, but I just thought this thing was so cool, man.
Yeah, that's sharp.
It's just super cool looking. I was going to paint it, the ladder rungs. I was going to paint those and just kind of G it up, make it look sort of cool. I do like the original mast, but there's just something about upgrading stuff. Doesn't make me a hater. It just means that this was cool. And, you're supporting artists in the community. And so I thought that was pretty neat. So that's something I've been messing with. That's one of my gets. Your turn. We might as well get into it.
We'll start out with one thing I know that chat doesn't like, and that is the Hiss 4.
I have the Hiss 4.
I know, but I think it's like your least favorite Hiss.
It is my least favorite Hiss tank, yeah. Right, because didn't I make the comment? Somebody was talking shit about that septic tank, and I was like, at least it's not a Hiss 4.
Yeah, and I'm like, I just got the Hiss 4. With the sound.
Wow, that mask is awesome. That's what she said. Thank you. What?
Yeah, I had like 3 of these as a kid, so I had to get another one for my eventual 2002 G.I. Joe vs. Cobra video that I have kind of scripting in the background. So
yeah, that's going to be awesome. Logic Blaster says patience is a virtue when it comes to collecting. It really is. And then Jason says it's all about the thrill of the hunt. So I definitely agree. But every once in a while you get a flag that just happens to pop up for $500, man.
Yeah.
Those must be going down.
Or he was desperate.
Yeah, there's that too. But at the same time, like if the person needs money and you want a flag,
Yeah, but a flag's big enough where if you need money, you might need to, get rid of that 7 foot 4 inches.
Yeah, no, that's true. V. Conley is asking, is there any Joe vehicle or bases you're looking to have or customize? We have a local market that has several complete and box stuff. I have the 92 headquarters, and that's customized as Night Force. I have a second general that I was either going to make Battle Force 2000 or do it up like Japanese Takara G.I. Joe, which is what I was going to do with one of those HasLab Sky Strikers. I was just going to put like the Takara Joe, like Japanese stickers on it, kind of G it up like that. I don't know, brother. I will think on that. Any vehicles or bases that I want to customize? I saw somebody took the body of a Mobat, and they took the turret off, and they put the GI Joe Slam where the turret was, and it fits perfect.
Interesting.
It looks pretty rad. And then I started going down the rabbit hole. I'm like, oh well, if you can take a Slam and put it in the same hole that the turret was in, the Slam has those bright orange missiles. I can paint the whole thing black and gray and make it Night Force. Because that's what I did with my Brawler. My Brawler was incomplete, and I was like, well, it's already got those bright orange guns. I'm just going to make it Night Force. So I did that. Ted says hi, Mr. Vargo.
Hey, Ted.
Hi, Ted. How are you? G-Force Racing's here. What's up, dude? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. If anybody slides in, let me know. Matt Noon, bit off topic, but it's 118 themed. Any of you have thoughts on the company Click and Play? I freaking love Click and Play. Mr. Vargo?
Yeah, their stuff's really cool. I mean, I'm just kind of getting back into 1/18 scale kind of stuff. So maybe down the line, that's something that I'll kind of start to supplement in.
So the Click and Play FA-18 Super Hornet with the folding wings that you can get on Amazon is fantastic. It's like $45. Don't quote me. It might be like 51 actually. It's a little smaller than a Sky Striker. I have that Click and Play F-18 hanging next to one of my Sky Strikers on the wall, and it looks gorgeous. You literally just take it out of the box. You don't have to like snap and do or anything like that. It's just ready to go. It's got great washes on it. It's fantastic, man. Matt Noon, if you have not gotten a hold of any of that 118 Click and Play, get that F-18 Hornet and you will not be disappointed. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous plane. Robert's Infinite Realm says that's the worst version of the hiss. Did you do the little cockpit mechanism? Let me see it.
Well, it's kind of it's a little. I don't know what,
but you can fold it from there too. Just fold it in the up position.
Well, I think it's just this.
Fold it forward.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
We're stuck.
Fold the damn thing. The only thing I don't like about that hiss tank is that weird turret on the top. The rest I dig.
Yeah, I always liked that, you had the slot for like two guys in the back.
Yep.
So kind of like the Hiss 2. So
and the blue one with like the gray and black and kind of white accents in the snake pattern, that one's really cool too.
That was Valor vs. Venom, right? I think.
Yep.
Came out a couple years later.
Yep. Real Life Perspective Show is here. It says, hey fellas, hello. Thanks for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. Robert's Infinite Realm says, I'm thinking of unloading my 2000 reissue of the 92 headquarters. Just don't love it like I do the 83. Yeah.
It's still a good playset, though.
I still got to build this freaking Built to Rule playset. I got to build that. But right now, it's like it's complete in the box. It's just kind of like enjoying its space. If I build it, I'm just going to jam it in somewhere. Somebody's going to say it. James Lucas says Click and Play has cool stuff. They have fantastic stuff. Rachel Salinas, I've yet to pick up the Quonset hut, but it's on my radar. It's on mine too. Have you seen that one, the little Quonset hut playset from Click and Play?
I might have. I haven't really looked at their stuff in a while.
Yeah, you want to talk about doom scrolling? Go to Amazon, type in Click and Play military, and just scroll. You just scroll forever. You find a million things. Suka's asking, are we even allowed to talk about the JVC Spy Troops era? Yeah, the Joe versus Cobra stuff? Yeah, absolutely. I heard it's illegal. It's not illegal here.
Was my era growing up. Because, I'm a baby in this community, so.
Yeah, I got a bunch of it. I got a ton over here. We were talking about the Cobra ringneck. Yeah, fantastic. Logic Blaster says some of the Chat Maze Soldier Force 118 scale vehicles are cool too. Agreed. Yeah, and that new Chat Maze stuff that's coming out, that Acid versus Beta with like the little spider mech walkers and stuff. Yeah, that stuff is fantastic. Mo said that your Hiss tank is Big Bird.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Yeah, it's cool. If you like it.
It's original. I mean, I'll give it that. It was creative.
It
It's
is,
better,
yeah,
better than anything we get from Hasbro today.
and it's toyetic, man. It has a lot
Yep.
of playability to it. Like it's got play features. You can fit troops in the back. It's got everything that you need.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
Got
because
those
I
chin
had
guns.
this as a kid, so
Yeah.
this was, it was a fun toy. This was my main Cobra. This is what Cobra rolled up on.
It's got fangs. It's cool because it has fangs, actually. Yeah, it's pretty neat. All About the Villain said you're going to knock out that gunner with that cockpit. Blip!
Yeah.
It's like, there goes your gunner. Sure. Oh, yeah, here we go. Harry O says, I made it to the most badass chat on YouTube. Wow, that's lofty, but thank you. Thanks for hanging out. We really appreciate it.
Yep, thanks for coming.
What's up?
I said thanks for coming.
Yes, thank you for hanging out with us. Aaron Nichols says, Chad, you showed a Warthog plane on one of your streams for 1/18 scale. This? What company made it? Where did you get it? A friend actually sent this to me. You can find these at TJ Maxx, and they're starting to spread across the country now. A lot of people on the East Coast are having an easy time finding them. A lot of people kind of out in the Southwest, Midwest, West Coast cannot find these really yet, so they're still making their way. For some reason, mine doesn't work, but whatever. I don't really care about licensed sounds.
There's a smaller scale of that one out there too. I think I've seen that one.
There is. So this U.S. Army, it's branded U.S. Army, but the company is called the Toy Association.
Okay.
But when I did go hunt all the TJ Maxxes in my city, I could only find the smaller scale, and they had this, and then they had the V-22 Osprey.
Yeah.
This sucker's awesome. The wingspan is wider than a Rattler, so that's about the size comparison of it. Pretty cool. I dig it. I'm gonna G it up. So I think I'm gonna delete that little gunner's position in the back. Somebody was telling me in one of the customizing groups that little gunner's turret looks like this. A droid fits right down in it.
Really?
I was like, okay, it's a little strange. Put a droid in there. Oh, here's a good question. Let's talk about this for a second.
Okay.
Brian King says, I'm still looking for that A10. Anthony Whitehead is here. What is up, dude? Good to see you. Is Laser Pants here? Patrick Strauka says, respect you for saying that, Laser Pants. I didn't see him. Is he here?
I didn't see him, but
I think that's a lie. James Lucas says, you're a young Joe.
I am a young Joe.
Alec Tuttle says, this past week, I randomly found the 2021 Hiss at an Ollie's for $13. Yeah, it's the Hiss 3, the blue one. Couldn't get it due to brokeism. Sorry to hear that. 2 days later, got a rare large tip for a DoorDash and immediately went back and got it. Yeah. It's interesting that Ollie's is getting the Walmart 4-inch stuff because they're only getting the Hiss tanks, but Ross is getting the figures. Mm-hmm. So Ross has the last two waves, which is Stalker, the Cobra Trooper, Grunt, and the Cobra Officer. Those are the last two waves. And Ross is getting the figures. Ollie's got all the tanks.
Yep, which is
and it's so many years ago. It's just random. They just they just showed up at Ollie's, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of funky. But yeah, whatever. See, look, Wilhelm's got your back, dude. He says, I find myself loving the weirder vehicles more and more.
Like this thing?
Oh, that's so rad.
With the, this weird, goofy little,
get it.
Flight turret thing that pops out for some reason.
Can make all the fun noises.
Yeah.
Darth Gutierrez says, I appreciate you interacting with the chat and for not hiding behind an avatar or a picture. You got it.
You want me to go to?
No,
uploading my logo finally.
Man. This isn't WDW Pro. Turn that off, man. And I like their channel, but it's like everyone is nothing but avatars. And I'm like, come on, man. I want to see you do weird stuff like, yeah, so I want to see the weird shit, you know. That's you know, we're here to have fun. Okay, so let's chat about this for a second and then we will drive on. Because I really appreciate when the chat's awesome and it's really good people, bunch of friggin' haters just hanging out, hating on everything together. It's like hate everybody. What are your thoughts on the Vamp and the Mothership, Mr. Vargo?
Well, I pre-ordered the Vamp. I'll say, you know, if you look, you know, these whole shelves here are all classified. You'll see when we get to it, some of my stuff that I picked up is classified. For the most part, I've been fairly happy, at least with some of the more recent stuff. I probably jumped in around whenever they came out with Zartan, the first 20 figures. Those don't exist. I mean, I wasn't super happy with those, but I've been generally happy with. I mean, I pick up their stuff. I got a mixture of stuff, classified, spy troops. So, you know, get a good variety on there. I'll be curious to see what the Vamp looks like when it comes in, though. When my Hiss comes in, whenever in a couple weeks, that may or may dictate whether or not I cancel the Vamp pre-order.
You know, it's funny. I talk about that Hiss tank in my hater video. Have you and I'm not trying to start like a freaking house fire. Have you seen any of the reports from the people overseas who are getting them and the harnesses are snapping?
I've seen a few, but I feel like I've seen a lot of the same pictures shared by different people. So I just wonder how much of it is, you know, they saw the picture, then it's reposting, and then everybody says, "Oh, look at this issue." It's like what happened to Valverse when that first wave came out. It's
oh
like,
God! Yeah.
Oh, my figure broke.
You're not hating enough. You gotta crank it up, man. You gotta hate a little more. Go stub your toe and come back and then answer that question. I agree with you. I hope for the people who are, you know, excited about that Hiss tank. I hope it doesn't have the QC issues that the Sky Striker did. Yep. I really hope it doesn't, because like, for as much as I don't care about 1/12 scale G.I. Joe, I do not want to see people get screwed. Like that.
Yeah, I actually offloaded my Sky Striker before the QC issues became very apparent. So
before they went,
I made a little bit of money on that.
To like what? They went down to like $150, $100 or something. Yep. People could not sell those figures for a while.
Yeah, you'll see those at conventions for years to come. Still in the shipper box.
I gave them away. I opened one. I left one still sealed in the shipper box. I opened it just so I could give all the figures away, and I wanted to check the plane itself, but I didn't. I went through the little baggies, and I was like, "Here's all the missiles. Okay, I'm all right." You know, I just left it alone. Whatever. But what about the Mothership? What are your thoughts on that?
That's overpriced. I mean, that's a piece of garbage.
I mean, hating for sure.
Obviously, there's 1,400 people that want to buy it, but I don't think they're going to get much more than that.
Is that what it's at?
I think so. It's been yeah.
What did they need? Like 4,000?
Believe so. I mean, it's still got 35 days because they set it for like 2 months, but
yeah, of course. You know,
I think anybody that wanted to get it have already backed it. So
that's my only beef about crowdfunding. Like, pre-orders sell out in fucking 2 minutes, but crowdfunding, like, they'll leave that shit open for months.
Yep.
You know, they're like completely gaming the game, and everybody knows it. They're like, we don't care if pre-orders sell out because it's all about hype. You know, oh yeah, the pre-orders sold out. How many did you sell? I don't know, but they all sold out. All right, cool. Let's move on to the next one. So.
Yeah, I mean, it was in the cartoon, but it's not what I wanted. You know, there's so many other things from the cartoon that I would have preferred. Or from the comics, for them to pick something, and just scale it down as much as they had to, and still charge $500.
The discussion is Super 7's left and right limits are everything animated.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, they did a red laser for reaction. Red Laser was not in the Sunbow comic or Sunbow cartoon whatsoever. Like, I don't know if that's to include like the UK cartoon, but they just took the American cartoon and changed a few things, called Sergeant Slaughter, Sergeant Slammer, put the Action Force theme to it, and that, like, yeah, that was just kind of it. Because that's when they were international hero after all the whole, Action Force teams and all that stuff. I don't know. I want to see somebody do the freaking Cobra Aspid, the helicopter that was in the very first issue of the comics and is all over the early comics. No one's ever done the Aspid. I would like to see that. I would have rather
seen them do that weird, like, weird buggy thing that episode that had the crystals in it.
Oh yeah.
Weird. I would have rather them see them do that or something than the mothership.
They could have done that Cobra plane that has the snake's head with the vertical takeoff wings, almost like the Rattler. They could have done that, but the mothership, it's almost like looking at white paint on the wall. You're just like,
it's there.
I put one in the cart just to see, like, the exact same thing that Ryan did, but we didn't discuss it or anything. I was just like, I wonder what this would cost, and I chucked it in a cart, and it's a lot of money. It's still sitting in the cart. I didn't delete it, but.
And my issue is that it's Super 7. So if it funds, who even knows when it comes what it's going to look like? You got a 50-50 shot of it actually looking like what the promo pics do.
Right. The video I did on it, which speaking of haters, some guy was like, "Oh, cool, you made a video of you reading a page on the internet. Way to go." And I'm like, "You still fucking watched it."
Yeah, thanks for the review.
The algorithm thanks you for watching and commenting. So have a good day. One of the best comments I got was, it's HasLab pricing for reaction quality.
Yep.
I was like, it's a perfect way to put it. I
haven't even bought any of the reaction figures, so because they just look cheap to me. When you see the rows and rows at Targets.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Brandon R said, "We've seen it in box 3 times now, Chad. When are you going to whip that puppy out?" That's what she said. I'm going to customize it, so I'm not just going to bust it out. But Tim Taser's here. What's up, Tim? Good to see you. Taser face. Thank you for being here. Masterson's here. Sir, good to see you. How are you? Evening. Stop having live streams while football is on. Do you watch football?
I watched the Browns, so they already played. So
Browns.
Yep.
So, like, taking the Browns to the Super Bowl or what?
Every year until next year.
I take the Browns to the Super Bowl at least once a day. I don't know about you, but
anyway. Yeah, well, that's the downside of being born in Cleveland, right? Is you're born into being a Browns fan. You're always, it's always next year.
I mean, I'm a New Yorker, man. I'm a Yankees guy for life, and everybody wants to hate on the Yankees. They haven't done anything in a long time, but in the mid '90s, it was the best place to be, being a Yankees fan. Big Bacon's talking about white potatoes, visions of white potatoes dancing in his head. I don't know. All About the Villain says Ross also has Tomax and Zaymot. Yes, they do. In fact, I went into a Ross looking for those 4-inch Walmart retro figures. I found 3 figures at one, and I was like, there's like 3 more Rosses in Albuquerque. I'm just gonna hit them all, right? I'm just gonna go old-fashioned toy hunt. I walked in the second Ross, no 4-inch Joes. I saw Tomax, and I was like, eh. And then I saw another one, and then in my mind, this little voice said, "If that other one's Zaymot, you need to get them both." And I pulled it off the peg, and it was Zaymot. And I held them both in my hand, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to get these. Held them, walking around, looking at some other stuff, and then that voice of reason's like, no, you don't want those. You really don't want them.
Yeah.
I saw a Transformer, and I was like, I'll take that Transformer instead, and I just put them back. But
I'd rather see Tomax and Zaymots than all the Snake Eyes movie figures at Ollie's, though.
That movie sucks, dude. Sucks. Have you seen
I've
it?
ever have couldn't make myself watch the whole thing. Started watching, it was like, nope. Maybe another day.
It's so bad.
And here we are, like 2 years later. It's still maybe another day.
It's
We'll
so
finish
bad.
it.
And then when he goes through the third trial and he has to stare at the snake, and Snake Eyes stares into a snake's eyes.
Yep.
Oh god,
he's
this
he's
is bad.
such an asshole. Like,
Oh yeah, he sucks, man. He's not. Yeah, this is terrible. James Lucas says, "Live long and buy more Joes." Absolutely. And then V Conley says, "Hasbro's distribution is literally a mystery spin." I know a lot of people like to blame the retailers, right? Oh well, it's not Hasbro, it's Walmart. It's not Hasbro, it's Target. But then you look at all the Mattel stuff. Look at all the wrestling stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all the Masters of the Universe stuff. Look at all the McFarlane stuff. How is it that those companies can get their stuff in all of those stores, but Hasbro can't? But it's Walmart and Target's fault. It's not Hasbro. There's nothing to do with Hasbro.
It wasn't an issue 15 years ago.
15 years ago, no.
No,
But
you walked into any Toys R Us, Walmart, Target, pegs and shelves full of, My Joes, the, G.I. Joe vs. Cobra, the Spy Troop stuff, even up to the beginning of the 25th anniversary, that stuff was there. Really up until that movie wave, the first movie wave.
Yeah, and it was weird because there was like challenges piled on top of challenges. So you had the 25th anniversary stuff, and I remember going into Walmart's and they would just have end caps full of them. I still have a picture of that somewhere, and it's just glorious to see that. Then the Rise of Cobra figures came out, and so you've got 25th anniversary foil back. Then you also have the cartoon aesthetic 25th anniversary, so the card art's a little different.
Yep.
Then you have the comic book 25th anniversary, so that card art's a little different. But still, they're all 25th anniversary, all at the same price point.
Yeah, but they're similar enough that you can tell that
they're similar enough. It's just the visual language on the card.
Yep.
Then you get the Rise of Cobra stuff right next to it on the peg. Different card entirely. Figures look different. Different price points, competing against themselves. And it just got worse as it went further, because then you had Retaliation, Resolute, Renegades, right?
Yep.
And all of it's just like beating itself up. And I was like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, you're like, who is supposed to go with who? Which characters from the movie and which one?
Yeah, and I'm like,
who's this?
Why do I want to buy this movie figure of Duke or this Ripcord dude when I can get this Duke? Like, I'm going to get the 25th Duke, and that movie Duke can sit there and collect dust and, peg warm. And then they're like, well, nobody liked the movie toys. I freaking wonder why.
It's not even like the movie toys were bad toys necessarily. No. It was just the movie that they were attached to, and it was just such a drastic change from what, you look at the 25th anniversary stuff, you look at that Duke, and then you look at the Channing Tatum Duke, you're like, these are the same?
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, it is not. So, we were just talking about the movie lines weren't all that bad. Agent Helix came in one of the movie lines, right? And I like that figure. And then Cutthroat says, I pre-ordered the Agent Helix classified figure and found the 4-inch as well. Yeah. Yeah, the 4-inch Agent Helix is a pretty rad figure. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I mean, they were still introducing new characters up to that point. So, say what you will about the movie and, some of the stuff. You still got new characters. Mm-hmm. And that's, some of the other pickups that I've got, are some of the Spy Troops figures. There's, those new characters. And those are some of my favorite figures.
And a lot of people like to diss on the female dial tone. Oh, well, look, they made dial tone a girl. But if you followed G.I. Joe for a long time, like Grunt, being that Grunt was like the face of G.I. Joe in the early years for a real American hero, Grunt has a rich story. Like he retired. They brought him back out of retirement. He retired again. He went to college. He did his thing. Like Breaker left the field, which is where you get dial tone and things like that, right? Because Joe's, they move up, they move on, they move out. And the female dial tone is just John Morelli's sister Jill, and she took the
Yep.
same code name to honor her brother. And I was like,
Yep.
I don't really see a problem with that. But haters gonna hate, buddy.
Yeah, it gives you another character at the end of the day. And you could still have both. Both of them still exist.
Plus, it was a nice nod to Resolute.
Yep.
Right. Media Clash says Vamp should be 75 to 80, the same price as Transformer leader class figure and normal classified figure. What do you think about that?
So I was fully expecting it to be $120 because the first Trouble Bubbles, not getting into the Python Patrol one because I made a video about that and that pricing structure was stupid. But the Trouble
Bubbles, my God, I got ripped up, man.
Yeah,
I posted sorry, I'm interrupting you.
Well, I'm just saying, the Trouble Bubbles were $55. You buy 2 of those.
What?
Yeah, so you buy 2 of those, that's 110. I was like, okay, the Vamp's probably like 2 Trouble Bubbles. So plus, they'll throw on an extra $10, so it'll be $120. And then they said, $99. Like, okay.
No, sir.
Yeah, but
$55 for a frickin' flight pod and a Televiper.
Yep.
So the flight pod's $30?
According to them.
Essentially.
But then the Python Patrol one was $45. So
faster repaint than Mission Brazil.
Yeah, for $10 less.
Yeah. Well, because they know. They should have put out the Python Patrol first, so then people would buy that one.
Just like they did with Bazooka and Recondo.
So now, according to Classified, version 1 Bazooka and version 1 Recondo are Tiger Force. That is their primary uniform. So their original uniform, right? I'm air quoting
anymore.
Huh?
Nobody keeps track of versions of classified figures like they do with the vintage. So
I don't know if you can.
Yeah, maybe in 20 years we'll get 3D Joes will put classified figures on there.
They don't even. Carson won't even put the modern stuff on there. He's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. There's a lot of modern stuff, man.
Maybe someone will resurrect yojo.com.
Ain't gonna happen. Like I'll still use their resources because they did have good resources for some modern stuff, but yeah, that's just not gonna happen. Big Bacon says, I want the Vamp, but I don't. I do need the clutch. Do you need him or you want him? Right? I'll probably pick one up from someone who ordered multiples. That'd be easy enough to do. I wanted the scrap iron drone to go with my 118 scale Joes because it looks rad. Yep. Next to a 118 Joe, it just looks like a miniature tank that's nothing but missiles. Even though
without the wheels though.
Yeah, but
I think she had wheels, but
next to a 118 scale Joe, that that scrap iron drone looks awesome. So I'm sure you could probably find just a clutch for sure.
Yeah, it'll be the Vamp that people will try to pick up multiples up without the figure, probably. So.
Yeah, they'll ditch the clutch. All About the Villain says, I'm down for a Stinger. You would have to do. I don't know if you would have to, but the Vamp Mark 1 leads to the Stinger and the Vamp Mark 2 like concurrently.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna mold the roof and the doors, there you go. Like you can go.
Yeah, and then you'll get the Tiger Force
either the missile box or the missile rack, one or the other.
Yeah, but then you get the Tiger Sting.
Tiger Sting.
I think I fully expect it that they'll pay the extra money to put the roof and doors to get 3 more reuses out of that.
Was I having a moment? I don't know, because it says feel the hate. Here we go. Let the hate flow through. Was that me? Did I think
it's when we first started talking about Super 7.
Oh,
the ship. So
I'm not that. Yeah, I guess I am. Robert's Infinite Realm says, to be blunt, with all the QC we are seeing in classified right now, I'm glad I passed on the hiss. I'll reiterate that. I hope that it's not the shit show that the Sky Striker was, or
Yep, we'll see.
Not deal breaking stuff, but really annoying, unnecessary shit like the Sentinel, the hips and the knees, and that kind of stuff. I really hope that that's not the case because these are dream projects and they shouldn't be jacked up but Scuba Pete sent me pictures of what his eels weapons looked like, and then I saw Kato's Collections video of where he was trying to put a backpack on a figure, and it's so gummy. It's just, again, it's like me on a Wednesday night, right?
Yep.
It's just it's. What?
Yep, I showed that bow the last time I was on from.
Yes.
So
yeah,
I mean, yeah, I've got a whole bin.
Viper, right? Viper's bow.
I've got a bin probably full of bendy weapons in here that I just don't use because.
Hold that up again. Let me see that.
Well, this is
Hold
just my
bin up.
extra parts bin, so for classified.
Damn, son. You got a Tiger Force Recondo in there. You're like, get in the bin. Yeah, but I can understand the sentiment. And then what Ninja did a video looking at that Crimson Strike Baroness, and he was articulating the hips, and you could see the ball joints are just gummy. Like that one's just turning in there. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a hater.
Overall,
I want to see people get better items. I guess that's what makes us haters, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've been fortunate that most of my stuff has been fairly okay. I mean, I guess we'll see in a month. The Hiss is supposed to start shipping out to US like right after Thanksgiving. So
I guess I'm just weird, man. I don't see like the attitude of it's okay, but and I never try to convince anyone or like, oh, come over to the dark side. I have cookies. It's just this figure's okay, but I can change the head out. This figure's okay, but I can get different weapons for him. This vehicle's okay, but I can grab something from 40 years ago and it's just fine.
Yep.
Just fine. Still holds
that's
up.
what the thing with the amount of money you're paying nowadays, you might as well just go, get something that's 40 years old that's been, tested and has been around, has stood the test of time.
Yeah. I don't want to see these IPs and these lines fail. I don't want to see that happen. But at the same time, to me, on the outside looking in, okay, so maybe they got the Duro wrong on some stuff, and we're just starting to see it now, benefit of the doubt. But at the same time, it's like, do better. Just try to do better. Like,
well, and the Hiss funded last June. I mean, I actually think it's late. I think it was supposed to be late summer of this year, but
yeah, I don't know what those things like. I backed the Sky Striker. I kind of forgot all about it because you really have to with those things because you're like waiting for that egg to hatch.
Yep.
And then I got a shipping email notification like, hey, these are shipping. Okay. And they shipped so fast, I didn't even get a tracking number. I just got the, hey, these are going to ship. Boom, they were on my porch. So. Absorbvid says, not trying to do a lot of 6-inch figures, so skipping the vehicles. Mothership is cool, but would maybe a Cobra Temple. Uh-oh, look at this, look. My first sergeant's calling. Talk to the chat. I'll be right back.
Yeah, well, I'll show off some of my other stuff that I picked up. So, yeah, kind of go off that Hiss that I got. Just got some more of the Spy Troop stuff. I got Agent Faces and Zartan 2-pack here. Got Wide Scope and Cobra Bat. What else do I got? Picked up this version of Airborne that came with the Televiper here. Got Kamakura and then the Night Reaper. I got Big Brawler and the Gun Station, which is totally wild, but it's cool enough. And then I had this Lady J with the Iron Grenadier. Yes, Aaron, these all come in 2-packs. I know that, a lot of people, these aren't their favorite versions of the Joes, but hey.
Speaking of Joes, I got 2 soldiers stranded. Anyway, what are you showing? What do you got?
Just a couple. I got wide scope here, basically Shockwave, but
Yeah.
Agent Faces.
Yep.
The Joe's version. The Joe finally got of Zartan.
Yep.
Big Brawler with the gun station.
That gun station's awesome.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but it's cool. I mean, that was this whole era of Joe. It's like weird stuff, but they're fun toys.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole Spy Troops thing where you have, the different disguises that you can put on, and you just got cool stuff. And you got Lady J here. I will say the one thing that I've noticed is some of these rubbery pieces.
Yeah.
They're starting to get kind of sticky. So.
Yeah. Sometimes the plastic will do that. Dude, I just picked this up. Check this out. G.I. Joe Extreme. I got that.
That's the one. Who did that come with? Did that one come with Savage or no?
Yep. And this thing is fun, man. It's just got that crazy plunger in the back, right? You just pull it and then fire it off. It's dumb, but it's rad at the same time.
Yeah, they're fun little toys. Jeff in the chat said these figures look a little bit, they're a little different. So this is, the kind of the standard vintage O-ring scale figure. I mean, they're a little taller. They're just they're lanky. I think that's the big thing a lot of people don't like is how lanky the arms and legs on them are.
Yeah,
the short chest and
the proportions are a little weird.
Yeah, but they're fun toys. I mean, at the end of the day, that's why I love them so much. Is these were my Joes. These are what I played with.
Yeah, and they're kids' toys. That's toys should be for kids. I mean, like freaking Skidmark.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't. You could still. Hasbro was still trying. They were still trying to make toys for kids. And I think that's what turned a lot of people off is they were starting to get older and they're like, well, these toys are for kids. I don't like them like as kids. And I had friends like, man, these new Joes are awesome.
Yeah.
Did you see the Cobra Mountain play set? Did you
that play set's so good. That's so good.
Even though it's basically just a remake of the Star Wars play set, but
yeah, and if you want one complete, you better buy it in the box.
Yep.
That's how that is.
The shipwreck in the Cobra Commander disguise.
Yep. Yeah. He like busts out of it. He's all burly. Absorbed says Mothership is cool, but would maybe prefer the Cobra Temple. Yeah, the Silent Temple or whatever. For sure. K-Dog Broadcasting Cobra Cargo Copter. Yeah, the Aspid would have been great. Not for 500. No, not for 500. For a 1/18 scale Cobra Aspid, I don't think I'd pay over. I don't even want to put $1 on it, but I think anything over 200, I would have to. What's up?
Super 7 will still charge 500 for it. You've seen their Turtles van.
Yeah, but a 1/18 scale helicopter. If it's over $200, I'm gonna punch somebody's kid. Dan Jamin Balake 905 says, I like the Mothership, no space or money. Yeah, that's definitely
like what you like.
Yeah, you got to put it on
if it draws you're drawn to it, go ahead and buy it. It's just I think for us it's just not it's not there for us.
I'm not saying I wouldn't buy it. I'm not saying that. My two biggest things with it are $500 for like reaction aesthetic / quality. And they shrunk it down so much. They scaled it down to the point where it looks like a Frisbee or a UFO. It doesn't look like, from a top view, it's supposed to look like the Cobra emblem.
Mm-hmm.
And it just looks like a freaking circle with like this cartoon face on the front of it. The Falcon was scaled down. The flag scaled down. The Sky Striker, but they still look like what they're supposed to look like. This thing, like, if you just made a negative image of it, it doesn't look like the Cobra emblem.
Well, the Falcon, you could still stand a figure and close it.
Yep.
That
and the mothership, you can only do it in that central corridor.
Yeah.
Just Jeff says Cobra serving platter now with space for carrots and ranch. Yeah, I like it. Dr. Duke is psyched for the veil. That's cool, man. As long as you're psyched for it.
I mean, the sculpts, classified sculpts look fantastic. I think, their QC issues is another thing, but their sculpts have been they've been progressively getting better. So, at least on that department.
I'm a hater, and because I'm a hater, my personal opinion is that all 6-inch figures have garbage anatomy.
Well, I think ever since Bobby pointed out the fact that, with the arms on Hasbro figures, it's like hard not to see that now.
Yeah. But it's either like it, and I kind of, the 4-inch figures, they don't have hinge pins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now the 3 3/4 O-ring figures, they have rivets, right? But
Yep.
These don't have hinge pins, and then the 6-inch figures have those hinge pins, and a lot of times they're a different color.
Yep.
And it's like eye cancer. I can't not stare at it. And then that freaking ab crunch. I do see them as art, but when articulation takes away from the beauty of the art, then I have a problem. Those weird like elbows where they bend like this, like your elbow doesn't bend like that. Your elbow bends like this. It doesn't make like two right angles.
Yeah.
So
that's like the thing is
anatomically, I have issue with it.
You got to try to pose them in a way that it doesn't show off the issues, and you're just spending more time, working on that than you really should.
And again, I don't criticize people who think like I think they look great. I'm like that. I mean, that's cool if that's what you think, but I'm just not going to agree with it. Darth Gutierrez, thank you for the $5 super chat. My man says this isn't WDW Pro. Ain't that the truth? I agree, Chad. I love their channel, but show something. Yeah, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. So, yeah, we're gonna ready, Vargo. 1, 2, 3, WDW Pro. Here we go. All right. So, welcome to the chat.
So, did you guys see this awesome spy troop that I'm looking at right now, but you guys can't see?
Look at this toy I just bought. If you could see it, you would be amazed. You would be over the moon amazed. I mean, whatever. It's cool. They do their own thing. But thank you, Darth Gutierrez. I appreciate it. Yeah, and then George Aiken says, we didn't get a cartoon in the UK. We just got the redone G.I. Joe one. Wow, am I that far behind?
Yeah, we're pretty far behind.
Yeah, but I like to get to everybody's stuff. I feel bad when I have to catch up and I like miss a bunch of stuff. Because there's someone somewhere in the chat like, I posted a question that I was really curious about the answer, or like I said something that I wanted to share with everybody, and I freaking hate that, man. I hate it. You just it's an uphill battle. It just is what it is. Alec Tuttle says, I'd rather have dumb water robots big enough to shoot sharks. Yeah, the water robots. They come down and they save cool Cobra stuff. Commander.
There's cool stuff that they could have done for cheaper.
Yeah. And then see, here you go. Mo says, if somebody wants the mothership, I hope they get it. For me, the price is too high for one toy. That is almost my entire yearly budget for toys. Totally fair. It's the same thing with that giant, man. Like, everybody's doing that. Yeah, suck it, haters. We won. Oop, oop. We won. It's like, well, what did you win? Like, you got a figure. I'm glad that you're glad you got that figure, but I'm not a hater because I didn't run out and throw $200 at a giant red dildo. Like,
I backed it. I mean, but I wasn't gonna.
I lost you.
I'm not gonna yell. Say I got this, and you guys didn't get this or that. I don't care. I backed it because I wanted it. But if it didn't fun, it didn't fun. I don't. At the end of the day, that's all I care.
Brian King says someone did an Aspen helicopter. It's on YouTube. I know. Steve's Toys. I don't know if you're familiar with Steve's Toys. Are you familiar with him at all?
Yeah, I've seen some of his stuff.
Yeah, he does like amazing 3D printed, like mostly classified scale stuff. I think I want to bring him on and chat with him, but he did
There's
the
people.
unproduced. Say again?
There's people out there on the YouTube space. They're just doing phenomenal things.
Oh yeah, he did the unproduced GI Joe 118 scale train, and he powered it in the whole 9 yards. I bought one from him. Damn straight, I did. I went to him and I was like, "Hey, there's this really obscure like X aircraft from the 60s and 70s. You want to work with me to make that?" And he's like, "Yeah, totally." But I want an Aspen. I want one so bad. But, Benjamin's asking if I'm going to customize that into an Arctic Warthog. No, I think I'm just going to go old school. Dark gray on the top, light gray on the bottom, shark's teeth. I'm going to make it Cobra, but I'm going to go old school with it. Mo says, I like the Reaction Joes. I just think they are too expensive. For $10, I would buy them. Yeah, $20. And the thing about those Reaction figures, once you take them off the card, I think it loses, personally, like 70% of its appeal. Because then you just have like this 5 POA thing.
It just only works with other 5 POA figures. So,
dad jokes. Oh, it's because I was talking about the Browns in the Super Bowl.
Maybe is that where we were at?
Jason Keene, Chad, do you collect Palatoy Action Force? You bet your ass I do. I sure do. You can actually see my Robo Skull right there. Then you can see my Shadow Track there. That's like all my Muton. This is all Red Shadow stuff. And then I have the Z-Force ATC there, the Z-Force Mobat there, and I got a bunch.
I'd love to start getting some of that stuff.
Yeah, and then there's the Sea Lion right there. Yeah, the Action Force stuff is fantastic. Very cool. Just Jeff says movie Storm Shadow Army is up to 10. So he has 10 movie Storm Shadow. You have 10 dirty Milkwater Storm Shadows?
Well, if they were $5, why not?
Why not? If that's what brings you joy.
Yep.
But again, I'm just a hater. So, whatever. Brandon, did you guys Brins just skip too? What was that? Brains? Did our brains skip? My brain skips all the time, man. I'm a full disclosure kind of guy. So if I'm talking and I kind of stop, that's where I live. I don't ever really get into the why or the pity party about it, but yep, it happens all the time with me. I'll be talking with my kiddo or anybody, and I just tra-la-la. I just kind of like stop in mid thought, and my brain just stops.
My problem is I almost think too far ahead sometimes. And I'm like, wait, I forgot where I was currently at. This is where I wanted to get at. So I skip like 30 sentences and
my mind wants to be very eloquent and wants to say all these, I don't want to say $5 words, but wants to speak very well. And then I go, I don't know, whatever. I just like to have fun. I am definitely not the academic type that I used to be. Rachel Salinas, I love the Rock remake of Flash. The red and black one? Is that
pretty
one?
Solid looking figure. I mean, it's a good update for him.
I actually put some Red Shadows stickers on him, and he's up there chilling with my Red Shadows as a flamethrower. Love him. I gave him a flamethrower, and he's up there. He's just chilling. Patrick Strauko says 50th anniversary. He has so many cool figures. God, I know. Real life perspective show. I enjoyed the figures more than the vehicles, especially ones with removable helmets and masks. And then this one's for you, dude. If you think the Vamp should be 75 to 80, just wait for it to go on sale. Problem solved. Well, that's not really for you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Pulse exclusive, so I don't know I mean, they have that clearance section now, so
I don't see that. I don't see that, man. I really don't. I don't know. People went nuts over that thing. JMK says people will, quote, dump the clutch like they did Breaker with the Ram cycle, but that vamp will not be on clearance at Target. Agreed. Yep, absolutely agreed. Yeah, people were getting multiple Ram cycles and they were just getting rid of that Breaker.
yep.
Mm-hmm. George Aiken says all these classified vehicles coming out, not a great world building scale. Amen, sir. Comment of the night right there. You're getting comment of the night. I don't understand it. To me, it's like I'm gonna say it. I don't know if I'm gonna hurt anybody's feelings. But again, right, if you get offended, that's a choice. This whole thing about classified in vehicles, it's like hypocrisy in reverse. Because when Joe went to 112, and again, those of us who like the world building aspect of, military toys and GI Joe and all that stuff, like, but it's not a world building scale. Like, how are you going to do world building with just dollies? Well, no. It's not supposed to be. It's just figures, right? Because they're adult collectibles, and then turn around and say, no, these toys are for kids, and then turn around and say, but they're adult collectibles. Now we need vehicles. It just seems like everything is a pivot.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. Alec is asking, when do we get a 118 Sea Spray Whale crossover? Oh man. You know what he's talking about? The Transformer Sea Spray?
No, I'm gonna be honest, I'm Transformers illiterate. I know very little about Transformers.
Poke yourself. Jesus, man. Such a hater. Sea Spray was one of those, I don't, micro collection, whatever they're called, but he was one of the smaller Transformers. And he's like blue and yellow, and he transforms from a hovercraft into a robot. And so it's like he wants to see a 118 scale Sea Spray Whale. I would kill for that. I would freaking kill for that. Huge. It would be what?
Huge.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I'd be worried about some of the transforming features on that, though, with the Hasbro's current plastic, with some of the issues that the Whale has to begin with.
What I want to see is I want to see them do the Seawolf from the discontinued 1995, Battle Corps Rangers. I'm just, if you're going to do a 118 scale HasLab, like, why do you need to do a 118 scale HasLab in the first place? And on top of that, the Sky Striker, the 30th anniversary Sky Striker was just in stores like a hot minute ago in terms of how we collect.
And that was what, $50? I mean, I think when it came out. So
yep.
I think it hit clearance at Big Bad at one point.
It's a great plane.
Yeah, if they wanted to get goodwill with the 118th fans, just put out that 94.5 Battle Corps Ranger line. Put out that the repaint of the battle platform. Get all those.
Yep. The repaint of the Whale, that freaking Iron Panther tank from Sergeant Savage that they repurposed for Joe. Why did my chat just jump? Oh, it did. I'm sorry, everybody. The chat jumped on me. I'm really trying to keep up with everybody. Oh, Packers sends a super chat and says, "Hey, Chad and chat, love the content, brother. Thank you, Packers, man. I really appreciate you. And Mr. Vargo loves you too." Yep.
Maybe not the Packers part, but
hey, now, Mr. Packers is a nice dude. Wilhelm says,
I don't feel too bad. They're a little down on their luck this year.
The Green Bay Packers?
Yeah.
I don't know shit about football. I don't even care. All I know is that Packers is a rad dude. Wilhelm says, I would so love if they would make some of the mini play sets again, Checkpoint, Alpha, Bivouac, Outpost. Yeah, man. The Battlefield accessories are so rad. They're super cool.
Yeah, I think that's a real shame that those didn't continue on longer in the line. I mean, you really only got them from, what, like 82 to 86, 87 maybe?
Yeah. Yep. Suka says, I remember when the 3 3/4 Joes ended, Ron Rudat tried to start a new 3 3/4 line. Good times. They had some epic prototypes made for that JoeCon. Missile bases, cargo helicopters. Sucks. It sucks. Now I'm backing up. I have to. Sorry. There was a couple in here that I really wanted to read. Raw Talk Real Deal says 3 3/4 to 4-inch figures will always be better because you can world build with playsets and vehicles. Classified will never produce every vehicle or playset. They can't. Yeah, they really can't.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this as someone who buys pretty much everything that Classified puts out. I mean, I've got stuff right here, but I will be the first to say these figures, these vehicles, these playsets are infinitely better to play with. They're better toys. They're better for storytelling. I mean, I don't pick up a Classified figure just to fiddle with. I will pick up an Agent Faces and just put them in a vehicle and maybe move that vehicle around on my desk a little bit.
Yeah. Yep. Cutthroat says, if the Super 7 Cobra Mothership was $175, I would have bought it. There you go. Right. And that's how it works, right? We all vote with our wallets.
Yep.
Scott Hughes, my man, sent me 4 his tanks in the mail.
Scott finds great stuff at his ollies. I don't find crap at my ollies.
There's 2 ways to my heart: food, toys. Done. That's all there is to it. So Scott Hughes got a little special place right there. Additionally, the complaint is that kids don't buy toys and toys don't sell at retail. But how can they sell if they aren't there? You're such a hater, Scott. You're a friggin' hater. The same argument goes for physical media. It's maddening. It absolutely is, right? Like, oh, well, kids don't buy toys. Well, let's see. What media do you have for these IPs, especially these IPs that you still refer to as an emerging brand?
Yep.
The last media you did have was not good for the brand at all. It actually hurt the brand more than it helped it. You should have just shit canned that Snake Eyes movie. And at the same time, like, these toys aren't on shelves. And it is maddening. It's crazy with like the boys' toys. And when I have Kirk on Wednesday, like, we're really going to talk about that. Like, why is it you can go down the Lego aisle and it's just, freaking free for all, or the Dolly aisles or Barbie or whatever, but you go down the boys' action aisle, it looks like shit. There's nothing there.
Yeah, Lego Lego has like 2 aisles still. Girls' toys has 3 or 4. Action figures are 1 aisle maybe. You're lucky if it's half an aisle nowadays.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's totally crazy. Jim Smith says, I love the Mothership. In person, it's awesome, though I secretly hope it doesn't fund because I don't want to spend $800 plus tax right before Christmas. Yeah, that's kind of one of those things, right?
Yeah, it's poor timing, I think, more so than anything.
Yeah. Scott Hughes also says, I hear all the time about brick and mortar retail dying. Have you been to a store recently? There's nothing there. Why would you go to a store when you have to order from Amazon anyway? If they actually put stuff in stores, people might go to them to buy stuff. Agreed.
I'd rather pick something up at a store than have to wait, have to say, oh, they didn't have anything. I guess I got to order it online now.
Agreed. And it was the thing with Toys R Us. I really wanted to support Toys R Us, so I would always go into Toys R Us because I knew they were hurting. But every time I would go to Toys R Us, they would have less and less and less of the stuff that I wanted to buy. It made it almost impossible for me to support Toys R Us.
Yeah.
And at the same time, the flip side of that coin is I love going to like the mom and pop owned collectible toy stores. They know me. They know what I like. When they get something in, they'll freaking ping me on Instagram or Facebook like, hey, we got this. Hey, we got that. Like my complete general over here, I went into like my favorite local toy store. My buddy and I, we were toy hunting. And I'm in the store and I'm talking to the owners like I always do. And I see this thing out of the corner of my eye. And it's, that little winch grill on the front of the General. And it's right here. And I just turned and I'm like, dude, when did you get that? He's like, oh, I got it like a week ago. And I'm like, you got to let me know when you get this shit in. And I'm looking at it. And he's like, you want it? And I was like, I didn't really come here to buy a general, man. I just came to pick up a couple of figures because that's money.
Yeah.
A complete
Well, I think
general.
with the general is, if you order one online, more likely than not that, the green plastic landing pads are going to break in shipping.
That's how I have 2 Rolling Thunders.
Yep.
So anyway, we're talking about the general, and I'm kind of like, I don't know, right? And so I go and I'm looking at other vehicles and figures and stuff in my case, the Joe case, and I keep kind of looking back at it, and he's like, none of the tabs are broken, and I'm like, are you serious? And he's like, none of them. So I just walked over to it, and because the cockpit kind of gull wings open, and I just went like this. Smooth as butter, and I was like, damn,
no broken tabs, no broken pegs on it.
Nope. He's like, Major Storm has his weapon, and I'm like, oh, now I gotta buy it.
I don't even like the O-ring figures.
Yeah, but the ones that I do have, they're chilling in their vehicles. So that's where they belong.
Club never put out Major Storm, did they?
No. Mm-mm. Nope.
He was too much of a deep cut.
I think he's pretty rad. I like his helmet, but whatever. Oh, and then all about the villains likes your toy that no one could see.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Like this one right here. Pretty rad.
Oh, that one's my favorite.
Did you see it?
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yes. Not Top Goons here, Mr. Vargo. Hey, what's up, bro? Of course, it was only 15 minutes ago. Like I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. Mikey says, dude, the X-planes are so cool. My dad and grandpa were big into aircraft. God, yeah. Mikey, I'll send you the one that I'm talking about, dude. The experimental aircraft. It's pretty wacky. It's pretty crazy. Hillbilly Harper says, sorry I'm late. I know. I owe pie now. Yeah. Punch and pie, right? Or we'll take grape soda as well. Logic Blaster says, Scott Hughes, retail stores are definitely hurting right now. Multiple bankruptcies. It's sad, but I think people like having things delivered to their door now. Gas prices are a factor. Yeah, I can. That's the thing, right? You gotta look at all corners of the argument, really. Just Jeff said that his Storm Shadows make great Batman bad guy fodder. That's hard to say. Batman bad guy fodder. Very hard to say. Brandon R said, I had internet hiccup and was asking other chat. I kind of did too. Mr. Vargo here froze. And I don't know if it was him or me or the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe it was StreamYard. Huh?
See, and that's the thing. A lot of times it's StreamYard. Like StreamYard doing it. Because I'm freaking hardwired into like high-speed cable internet modem. Like unless it's...
I hardwire it before I stream, so...
Unless it's the service provider, and it's both of ours at the same time, it's StreamYard. But the more popular StreamYard gets, you could see for a while that they weren't really upgrading servers and keeping up with the demands because it would lag a lot for a while. Mikey says, I repainted the Rock Flash into OG colors for my dad. Yes, you did. Scott Hughes says, socializing and being part of society would solve a lot of the divisions in the world. Can't agree more, man. It's the same thing with the whole hater talk, all that bullshit, right? Everybody wants to call everybody a hater. Oh, you're just a hater. Oh, you're a hater. It's like, in person, people don't talk to each other like that. They just don't.
Yeah.
Like, you have no interpersonal skills if that's how you're going to interact with somebody. Oh, you're just a fucking hater.
Yeah, you're in the office and, you someone orders lunch and you get the sandwich and you don't like, oh, I hate this. You're a hater for ordering this.
Yeah, right? Like,
don't do that.
You go to the drive-thru and you're like, yeah, I want a number 2 with no pickles or onions. And then you get into that number 2 and it's got pickles and onions. And you're like,
then you write, you go in there and say, you're a hater. You gave me pickles and onions.
Why'd you give me pickles and onions? Is it because I'm a hater? Is that
and
why?
They say, well, you're a hater because you don't like it.
Yeah. Tall Geese 0. What's up, brother? Sends a Canadian $5 super chat. Much obliged. This is Yo 0. Thanks for being here, brother. Yeah. Robert's Infinite Realm says, I agree with Chad. People said figures only, then suddenly pivoted. As soon as I got that RAM cycle, man, all fucking bets were off. Jimmy Purvis, Chad, do you have any of the BBI Abrams Striker Humvees or Helos? I have a Humvee and I have a command post. I don't think that's BBI though.
BBI stuff is fantastic. If not,
So expensive.
yeah.
I wish if I could go back in time, everybody's like, oh yeah, I'll go back and I'll get like box this and box that and all this stuff. I'd be like, I just go back and get all the BBI Elite stuff. That's
you make a bigger profit on some of that than buying some of the Joe stuff.
Yeah, the BBI stuff is fantastic. I have like onesie twosie, Jimmy, but not. I had the Abrams, and I actually I traded it because it's so to scale that it doesn't look right next to like Mobats and even next to the Grizzly tank. The Mobats just Abrams is gigantic. So I had to get rid of it. I have this weird thing with scales. If something's too much too accurate 1/18 scale and it knocks all my other stuff out of scale, I have to get rid of it. I got to get rid of it. Yeah. I traded it off. Destro's Desk. The Vamp is going to cost me $200 Canadian. Am I crazy? Question mark. I want it, but all the classified stuff is costing a lot. I'm going to have to start working a corner. Yeah, buddy. Do it. Do
Just
it, Doug.
Have a sign. Need more Hasbro.
Yeah, I don't. That's one thing that I always try to keep in perspective. Americans, we're like, oh man, that's expensive. Oh man, that's expensive. But like when you talk about Canadians, the Europeans, Australians, like they're just screwed. They're screwed all around. But
yeah, at least we have access to the stuff.
Do you though? Do you? Ish. A little more. Yeah.
In theory, we have access.
Yeah, in theory. James Lucas says, that's what I love about 1/18 scales of world building possibilities. Mm-hmm. Mikey, I don't get the not world building scale thing. We have world building 1/6 scale since the 60s. I have tons of 1/6 vehicles and play sets growing up. Thanks, Toys R Us and Sears. That's a fair argument because, Rambo Force of Freedom, they had vehicles. They had that one play set, even though it was the bad guys play set.
Watch the tower. Yep.
Yeah. And all the older Joe stuff. And I mean, look at Masters of the Universe. Even the original Masters stuff was 5.5 inch, and they had tons of world building. I'm not saying you can't world build at that scale. What I'm saying is that Hasbro now doesn't believe in world building, for one.
Yep. And
they're not going to world build at the 1/12 scale. The only thing you're going to get from Hasbro at 1/12 scale now, HasLabs, or like you're seeing with like the Vamp and such.
Well, yeah, they stopped world building with the 1/18 scale right around 2010, 2011. You got a few vehicles here and there. Yep. That was about it. Anything, pretty much after that big rolling pit or whatever that came out for Rise of Cobra.
Yep.
That was it.
The mobile pit.
Yeah, whatever that was called.
But even with Star Wars, like they went from play sets to like dioramas to hallways to nothing.
Yeah, those mid to early late aughts, you got so much phenomenal stuff at that point, and then
the mid aughts to me was like the heyday of collecting anything. Didn't matter if it was Transformers, you had that freaking 2000X Master stuff rocking, and then you had their Staction figures that came after that, kind of concurrently in that line. The Star Wars stuff, every side character and droid that you saw for like 0.2 seconds was in there. The Joe shit was rocking. That's when Hasbro was firing on all cylinders in the mid-off.
That's why I kept still playing with toys. They kept putting out really cool stuff for a while. Probably, I was still getting older. I was like, man, this is so cool. I need to still, I'm still picking this up because I can, think of all these cool things I can do to play with that in my backyard.
And in the mid-aughts, I was crisscrossing the U.S. all the time, going to other countries, Japan, Canada, Australia, and I was always in toy stores, always. And in the U.S., like we would go to a new city, try to find a Toys R Us. But it was pretty cool.
Well, yeah, they had quantity. I mean, You had 5 of those huge Millennium Falcons on the shelves. You know, if you wanted one, and you could go there and you could know it was there. You didn't have to worry about it not being there.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I love the 80s and like, you know, the memories of that, of going into a Toys R Us or a Woolworths or Child World or whatever, and just floor to ceiling was just product. But the mid-aughts, they were pretty freaking awesome too, man. You could go into a Walmart. This whole end cap is freaking Joe. This whole end cap is Star Wars. Vehicles, play sets. It was a great time, man. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, one of my most distinct memories was I was with my grandmother walking into Toys R Us, and the Joe shelf was like in the back of the store at our location. I walked back there, and they had the brand new the reissue of the Mobile Command Center for the Spy Troops.
Yeah,
and they just had like 5 stretched out. I was like, oh my god! It's like I need to get this.
That thing is a freaking monster, man.
I love that thing's awesome. I love
I love it too. Yeah, it's it's a big military tackle box, and you know, some people customize them into Jawa sand crawlers and whatnot. Anyway, Dragon Reborn is here. Thank you for being here. I'm glad you're here hanging out with us. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. Keep on Collecting is here. Sorry I'm late to the party. Hi, Chad. Hi, MVargo. Oh, look at that.
Howdy.
Give you a little shout out. James Lucas said, I seriously thought the Vamp would be more expensive. I agree. I thought it would be too. But I'll tell you what, though,
125. So
at Joe Fest this year, and I always have to look at the calendar like that was this year, right? Because it felt like it was so long ago. When Bobby had his panel and he dropped the price on that Vanguard, man, you want to talk about smacking people in the chops.
Yep.
That shit was nuts. And then people are like, they were trying to dog on that. Get out of here.
They're like, oh, look at the Vamp compared to the Vanguard. The Vanguard's like twice as big as the Vamp.
Yeah. But even when he announced the price, people were talking shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, you want to talk about fucking haters? Like,
yeah.
Whatever. George Aiken says, I got a 50th anniversary Sky Striker for Christmas. Hell yeah, dude.
That's the one that came with the hiss, right? The orange hiss. The Crimson Strike, or the Strike one, or which Sky Striker? The gray Sky Striker. Which one was that 50th anniversary? With the red canopy?
It's like that really, really dark gray. This one up here. Yeah, and it came with the hiss with the rectangular.
Yeah.
Hey. The rectangular gray guns. Yes.
That's 50th?
Yeah. Silent Strike. That's a Silent Strike.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Rachel Salinas, those O-ring Transformer crossover sets are a dream come true. These are the toys that I wished for as a kid. Bring on that Sea Spray Whale crossover. God, I would love that.
Did the Thunder Machine come out yet?
No.
Okay. What was the date on that?
What am I, fucking Google? I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know.
I just feel like that was a while ago that was announced.
It was, because it was actually the day of their last quarterly roundtable where they just kind of nonchalantly announced that they were putting to rest 1/18 scale G.I. Joe. And then 3 hours later, they were like, oh, wait, pre-order this. It has 1/18 scale Joes. Freaking idiots. But yeah, that's how that went. Brent Banks says 2 Black Series snow speeders as a 6-inch scale hanger diorama would eat up an entire dining room table. It's just way too much of a space eater. Mm-hmm. Agreed. Pink Desert Rat says some good looking boys saying hi and bye. Sorry, I forgot to turn off Castle, Michael.
We've been watching Castle.
Yeah.
Right. She had to finish the episode when I came down here. It's like, well, just don't watch anything else.
That's awesome, man. That's so cool. Your likes are 847 for some reason. There's 847 likes on this video? That doesn't make sense.
Well, hopefully they stay that way.
No, dude. No. Cutthroat. What about that cool Missile Command Center Chad made with another toy playset? Yeah, that one right there. Thank you very much. That is the Chap May Kids Connection playset from Walmart.
That video blew up.
Yeah, man. I was actually really shocked by that. But, I guess I'll make more of those. So that's pretty cool, you know. I like to do what speaks to people. I'm not like a, I don't know. I try to not say it because it comes across so shitty, but it's not meant to be shitty. I'm not gonna like walk into Walmart, pick up a figure, bring it home, and open it and review it. That's just not my jam, you know. Like,
Well, that's what
maybe
I've been
for
trying to do.
something, you know. Again, I'll do something from like 1993. Sure,
Yep.
I'll do that. But anybody can go in a fucking store and get Tiger Force Flint from Target and take it home and open it for your damn self. That's just, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, well, that's what I tried to try and do with my channel. Is just do more than just a regular review. The only straight up review I ever did, actually is unlisted on my channel now because it didn't do very well anyways. But like, you know, I tried to say something more substantial than just here's the toy, here's what it does, the same thing. It's the repaint. It's the exact same figure that we've already seen.
Yeah,
you know, that's why it's taken me 2 months to put something out. But
again, that's why I'm hesitant to say that, because I have many friends and people I respect in the space who do that. And that's not me shitting on anyone. That's just me saying, like, that's not my thing.
Well, the way I look at it, there are people, there are friends I have that do it well enough that I don't need to do the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I will, you know, they do a good enough job at it. I enjoy watching them, but what can I do that's different?
Right. Alec Tuttle sends a $5 super chat. Thank you very much, Alec, and says that DoorDash tip that bought my hiss from Ollie's was really good, so you can have around $3.50 of it after YouTube's cut. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, there must be some special DoorDash delivery service that you've been giving out.
Yeah, you know, you hear that music in the background, like,
yep.
Hey, I'm here with your DoorDash. You know, hey, you know, $5 is $5, right? Gotta put that work in. Thank you, Alec. That's very much appreciated, man. Speaking of people we appreciate, Master Son 42 again. Give the sir another salute. Sends a $5 super chat and says, "Time for me to hate all you who get good stuff at your Ollie's or Ross. You get the finger." You mean this one, sir? My Ollie's and Ross suck. LOL. Okay, back to normal me.
Hey, it's okay. All I've got are like Admiral Holdos and Snake Eyes movie figures at mine. So, and Eternals figures now. Those are starting to show up.
I don't even have Ollie's, so I
Ross,
feel your pain, sir. Huh?
Yeah, I don't have a Ross. We don't have Ross here, so
you don't have Ross?
No.
How do you not have Ross Dress for Less?
I don't know. They just don't. I think the nearest one's like 50 minutes from my house.
Get out of here.
But I've got like 4 Ollies within half an hour.
I like this comment. G.I. Joe debuts in 1964, but it's a, quote, emerging brand. Yeah. The brand that debuted in 1964, that saved that company 3 times over, that they own 100% outright, is an emerging brand. That's one of those things, like, if you really sat and pondered that, you could never figure it out. Eric says, "I'm late, but I'm here. You owe punch and pie. You know the drill." So, yep. Patrick says, "Kids have smaller hands and adults have smaller budgets." I gotta say, dude, I know you get down with the 1/12 scale stuff. And I know Patrick was kind of making like a two-sided joke there. This goes for everyone, almost 100 of you hanging out with me and Mr. Vargo. The next person that says to me, in all seriousness, see, now you're getting the blade hand. In all seriousness, 6-inch figures are because our hands grew. I'm going to fucking kill you. Like, that is the biggest bullshit argument. So kids in the 60s playing with 12-inch G.I. Joes weren't like, "Gee, I wish I was 50 and my hands were bigger so I could really enjoy this figure." That's that bullshit.
Too big. I can't hold it.
Yeah, that's that bullshit. Like, "Oh man, I'm 6'4", and now I can't even hold it in my hand. It's so small. That's such a bullshit excuse. Now I'm fucking hating. Thank you, Patrick, for setting me off. There needs to be like a list. These are the things that set me off, right? Eric says food and toys. Agree. I'm that far behind again? Damn it. Talk for a second. Coming soon to HasLab, Wonder Woman's invisible jet guaranteed to disappear. Yeah. 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 Blue Serendipity's asking what kind of pie. I don't know. What's your favorite pie?
Probably just an apple, just a good warm apple pie. now it clicks.
Can you tell I'm in the infantry? Like, as soon as I asked you what's your favorite kind of pie, I was trying to keep it together.
See, but then my fat ass is like, oh, what kind of pie do I actually like?
I was being serious. That was a serious, legitimate question. But as soon as it came out of my face hole, I couldn't contain myself. So, yeah. So sorry. I wish the ma'am was here. She would crack up. She would love that. Oh yeah, and then Jim Smith says in person that could get smacked in the teeth. Yeah, 100%. Yep. Absorb bids. I'm not a hater. I'm just being realistic. That's kind of the way that I see it, right? Like, I mean, criticism's not bad. Criticism is a good thing, and if you want to criticize something, that's fine. Criticize it. I think that the invisible line of death is criticizing a person for what they like.
Mm-hmm.
That's like that's the no-go right there. It's not good. It's not cool at all. K-Dog Broadcasting. How about not acting like your childhood toys are precious loved ones, not to be belittled? It's comical how some people love the plastic crack, and I mean love in every sense. Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, here's my thought on it. At the end of the day, this is our hobby. We need to focus on being the best version of us that we can, the best husband, the best, best son, best, dad, whatever it is, best wife, whatever it is, should be more important than what your hobby is, because it's a hobby. It shouldn't be. This is not your life, and I think that's where a lot of people get confused. Is that they're so intertwined with the two.
It should be secondary. Yeah, it should absolutely be secondary, if not tertiary. But this should. Dollies and shelfies and shit should not be the primary focus in your life, in anyone's life. Yep. Even if you're single, like, don't you have any aspirations for something more than skid mark? Like, there's got to be something more than that. Like, oh yeah, man, this is enjoyable. I hang out in live streams to hang out with friends, to hang out with all the people in the chat, to just BS, joke, have fun. That's why I try to read as many of the chats as I can, because I'm not. Who wants to hang out on a stream where people just pontificate? Because I know a couple of fucking channels like that where you could put like the craziest shit in the chat. Like, I just saw Bigfoot and I have photographic proof, and they'll never even see it. They don't even care. They're not.
I'm in your basement right now.
Yeah. I just took your clean laundry out of the dryer and I'm rolling around in it. Yeah. Larry says, I'm here for.
That's what she said.
Good. I'm glad you're here for that, Larry, because we're all here for that. And then Jer Bear Man Cave is asking, wait, what are we hating? A lot? I don't know. I don't really hate much. Do you hate? What do you hate?
I love this stuff. I love talking about it. I love talking shit, Yeah. But
this is a fantastic comment. Words to retire for 2023. Hater, toxic, and shill. All three are getting worn and old. Jake Holmes 1, thank you for that awesome comment. And it may not be till like Thursday or Friday, but I just recorded a new car rant about that exact thing. Haters. You're a hater. You're a hater. Such a hater. Why are you a hater? Get fucked. Get fucked with that. Sorry, I'm swearing a lot. I don't mean to be. Ryan's drop on 3POA is epic.
I think he's talking about when he uses the Britney soundbite when people say toxic.
Oh,
I think that's what that was.
Yep. Jared Bear Man Cave, do you have the mobile command center? Are you asking him?
I don't currently.
Mr.
I'd
Vargo?
love to get the 2003 version of it.
I do, right there. You can't miss it. It's like, well, I guess you can because I'm generally sitting in front of it. Jared Bear, I have it. It's right there, right by my thumb. See, I'm tickling it. Oh, baby, yeah, right there. Patrick Strauko, Chad. Oh, good God, with this chat, man. How long till the tour video comes out? You mean the toy room? I'm going to do it in 4 parts, man, because I'm going to do it smarter, not harder. I'm going to dedicate each video to a wall. And then I don't know. One of the wall videos is going to get screwed because it's going to get this big centerpiece.
Or you could do 5 and get the centerpiece.
Shut up. Why are you a hater, dude?
I'm not a hater. I'm trying to get you more views.
No, you're a hater. Yeah, I could do 5. No, I don't. Yeah, I can. Whatever. I'll work on it, Patrick. I'm working on it. Sorry. Chad, do you have a most anticipated upcoming item on your radar right now? Ooh, that's a good question. Do you?
Right now I'm just looking forward to the Series 4 stuff from Valverse.
Mine most anticipated upcoming item, it wouldn't be an item. I am looking forward to the RoboSkull Mark II from Skeletron, not because I don't have an original RoboSkull, but because I thought it was cool that they took something and honored it and updated it. I'm looking forward to that. Most anticipated would be figures, though, and that's all the stuff coming from Eagle Force, the Monster Force 4-inch stuff, the not Red Shadows, and then all the stuff that's like Mega Force that Matt LaCroix worked on. That's what I'm looking forward to is figures, and there are a ton of rad figures coming out. All right, here we go.
A lot of those O-ring lines are supposed to start coming out here shortly too. I think
Yes.
Strike Force Alpha's shipped out. I think those are on their way to the U.S.
You know what, Logic Blaster? If I had to pick one thing that I'm probably most looking forward to, it's that friggin' omnibus from Carson.
That thing's huge.
The omnibus from Carson at 3D Joe's, because that thing is. I love the books, right? Like to just sit around and read books about GI Joe. It's fantastic, and I really can't wait to see that. I'm cruising through the chat here. Cruising. Roll Keeper says the Vamp is a fast scout car. Yep, based on the Lamborghini Cheetah. The Vanguard is an armored luxury vehicle.
Yeah, they're not really comparable.
No, they're not. They're
certain
really
people will want to, but they're 2 different things.
No, and that's one thing that's cool is that it proves that competition is good. I like my 118 scale GI Joe. I love my 118 scale like Eagle Force stuff, Marauder stuff, Joy Toy, Acid Rain, blah 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 blah. I love it all, right? And it's good because it's competition. It makes everybody better. And it's the same thing with the 112 scale stuff. As soon as Bobby like burst onto the scene, and then Hasbro's like, "Hey, we're doing blast effects and extra hands," it's like, whoa, there's a shock, right?
They're doing blast effects. I'm not really sure what they're doing. Barrel plugins. I'm not really sure they can be qualified as blast effects. But
yeah, exactly. Jason sends a $2 super chat. Thank you very much, Jason. And he says, "Just because I will give you the tip of my hat, good sir. Thank you so much." Eric says Skyfire with Ace for the next crossover. You don't just mean like a 118 scale Jetfire, do you? Because they did that for San Diego Comic-Con. Or you mean like transforming?
I think you mean
that would be
the
rad.
Transforming one.
That would be freaking rad. How rad would that be?
They were smart. They wouldn't have. They would, if the Thunder Machine does well, they would continue to at least put one of those out.
Speaking of which, because I love good segues, boom! Somebody's got your back, brother. Thunder Machine comes out soon. In January. That'd be a nice little post-Christmas present to myself. I ordered 2. Those things, they just get me. I'm gonna give the figures away. I always do, but yeah, the vehicles. I'm one in car
why
mode.
Did that come
one in
with
robot
Zartan
mode.
and Zorana?
Huh?
Why not? Why didn't it come with Thrasher?
Zartan's more popular than Thrasher, and Zorana just came out in classified. I'm just spitballing, but you got to think like one of these corporate types who's not a toy person.
Yep.
Because hopefully, right? That's my little asterisk there. Hopefully, someone in the back of the room was like, "But Thrasher drove the Thunder Machine," like that meme where they throw the dude out the window of the meeting. Yeah.
He's not in classified, so we're not putting him in this line yet.
And they know just enough. I don't want to say to be dangerous, but just enough to kind of get by. I also don't want to say fake it till you make it, because I'm trying to be opinionated but measured at the same time. I always try to choose what I say. I think they just know enough to like skate by.
Well, there's enough information out there. The fans have put enough resources out there where they could find the information.
That requires the dreaded 4-letter word, my friend. WORK, right? Look at this. Aw. Big Bacon's got your back. Lilith is late. Hey, everybody. Sorry I'm late. I brought soda and pie for everyone. Never apologize for being late. Thank you at least for just coming and hanging out for a little bit. We're gonna pop off here on a few and not step on Hella Dope Toys wieners, because that's not cool. Curb Stomp has to get back to work. Thanks for coming, brother. Mikey says, it's Chad. Oh, that's me. I did get you a few pairs of Sam Fisher goggles. Yes, man. Thank you. He had Raging Spoon cast them. Thank you so much. I needed 1/18 scale, the tri goggles.
Yep.
I needed them. Yep. Thank you so much, Mikey. You're the man, dude. Patrick Strauko said, nailed it today, Chad, with the ramen van share. Toys should be fun, not expensive. Thanks, dude. And, Ace from Ramen, like, he cares, man. He really cares. He keeps his prices low. His quality's high. He's one of those, like, full transparency kind of guys. And even though it's 1/12 scale, I will definitely share his shit, because that dude, he gives a crap. And he's going to make a fucking bridge layer. When he said that last night, I was like, wait, what? I did the little double tap rewind 10 seconds, and he's making a bridge layer.
Yeah, because Hasbro's not going to ever do a bridge layer. I love the bridge layer, though. That thing's so cool.
He also he said some other stuff about 1/18 scale that I was like, yeah, buddy. Did you hear him talk about how he's going to make 1/18 scale V?
Yeah. Ace, I worry though, because someone will suggest something, and Ace will be like, "Oh, we can do that. We can do that." I'm like,
yeah, I can do that. He's like, yeah, I can do that.
Don't hurt yourself trying to take every suggestion. But
yeah, no, he's a super awesome dude. Bear 11 Charlie says, that's why I like your channel so much, because you're not cookie cutter like most toy channels. I guess I just can't say thanks enough. I just like hanging out with people and just talking, man. That's very nice. Robert's Infinite Realms. With me, I try now to say, why did I buy this? Why did I want to add this to my collection? Not even a review anymore. In my mind, just me enjoy collecting. Yeah, rad, dude. Totally rad. And then we got some That's What She Said, right? The smaller figures because of the oil shortage and cost of plastic. Yep. Yeah, there was an oil embargo. Yep, absolutely. But the biggest thing was because of Star Wars, and the vehicles were as much characters as, Han Solo needs a Millennium Falcon as much as he needs Chewbacca, right? Luke has his X-Wing, Vader has his TIE Fighter, on and on and on. They're characters in these worlds. And so that's why Bernie Loomis was like, nope, make it that big. And that's where we were off to the races. And then when Operation Blastoff started in 1979 to relaunch G.I. Joe, they were like, we're going to do that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And then K Dog says no, it's because the sight goes and it's easier to see them big. See, now here we go. Look at, man, check this out, right? They got this little invention right here, right? It's called glasses. I wear glasses, but I don't need them at 2 feet from my monitor. No. Raven Witch 66 says 6-inch figures for me are because I'm 50 and my eyesight is poopy poop. I have a hard time painting eyes on a 6-inch figure. Dude, speaking of which, are you seeing all those images of that Baroness with like one eye way down here?
Yeah.
And again,
actually, mine didn't look that way, but
it might be people just resharing.
Yep.
Yeah. Because that's the balance, right? You don't want to be so quick to jump on a trend where then you find out only one person got a Baroness that looks like fucking Sloth from the Goonies, but then everybody was sharing it, and then you all look either disingenuous, you're just like a hype monger.
Yep.
Oh, and then look at this. Say his name 3 times. Did someone say pie? Yes, we did. We said pie just for you, dude. Destro's Desk says, tonight's menu is Tahiti treat and strawberry rhubarb pie. I like this one because I'm biased, right? And fuck all of you. Big Bacon says 6-inch exists because of a marketing idea.
Yeah, at some point, someone flipped the switch and said, we're going to go 6-inch from here.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, and Bobby's talked about it, a lot of people have talked about it, the same steel mold that makes a 4-inch figure makes a 6-inch figure. You can charge more. You can delete things like vehicles, play sets, battlefield accessories, etc. Make less figures, charge more money, make more profit, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. It is what it is. So, I think both scales can coexist. I absolutely do. If Hasbro doesn't want to make G.I. Joe in the 4-inch scale, okay, don't. That's fine. I still have enough gaps in my collection from 1982 all the way up to 2019. I'm fine with that. Totally cool. What were you saying?
I mean, I collect both scales. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with.
No.
I just think it's there's a business decision that somebody up top made, and they did it with Legends. They cut the 4-inch Legends line.
Same with Black Series. That started as a 4-inch line.
Yep. Star Wars is the only one that's, still carrying along both scales. And I don't know, you see what Star Wars
technically 3, because they still have the 5 POA, and they have the 4-inch vintage collection, and they have the frickin' Black Series.
But you see what the Star Wars team's putting out, and I don't know if, because they're trying to appease all 3 scales, that it's hurting all 3 scales.
At some point, and here's the thing. Yeah, Star Wars is putting out 3 scales, but how much of everything that Star Wars puts out moves?
Yep.
I think they just have a toy company that pays for a license to Disney, and it's not just with Star Wars, it's with Marvel as well. They hitched their wagon to the success or failure of the fucking media that the Disney Corporation is putting out. And they've had failure after failure after bomb after like nobody's fucking watching. And the Ahsoka toys are just old toys with new branding.
Well, the Mandalorian line, we're putting the same figure out that they've already put out 3 times.
Yeah. Mikey says, I will say in favor of 1/12 scale, you can get better detail out of them. I would argue that. I would have never been able to do that Mike Force camo I did for Falcon on a 1/18 scale.
I think it's a different description of detail that you can get.
Right.
Like there's a little more intricate. I mean, because you're blowing up the scale, the one at 1/12. Yeah. You can get some of those little bit finer paint apps to look a little cleaner than you can on a 4-inch figure.
But you have to stick the quality consistently for it to even matter as an argument. Yep. Right? Because I have a ton of Eagle Force 4-inch stuff. Gorgeous. Masterson42 sends another super chat. Thank you very much, sir. And says, Vargo, does your wife know about your pie issue?
I don't know. I don't think she's really watching tonight, but
Hashtag pie
put up
stream.
Christmas stuff.
Now everybody wants pie. Art G's here. What's up, Art? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Lilith says we need to get Chad to do a pie stream, making a pie from all the tiers of classified collectors. No. Just Jeff says being single lets me refocus. I was in a relationship up until recently of 6 years, lost track of who I am. It's nice meeting myself again, both toys and wiener dogs. That's cool, man. That's really cool. Sorry for the loss of the relationship, but if that's what helps you find yourself, that's rad. Rollkeeper says, I hit my goals. I retired from law enforcement before I turned 50 with no wife, no kids, and no divorces. You get this. Man, I hope I'm retired before 50. I've been trying to retire since May, and it's like just dragging ass. Just dragging ass. Yeah, I don't know. Impossible Pie, I like this comment. I don't hate. I just don't care. And that's the thing,
That works
right?
too.
That's the thing. People who are quote-unquote haters, they might be critical of some things, but they're critical because they give a shit.
Yep.
When you get people who are just apathetic and they just silently walk away, that's when you got to be concerned. That's really when you got to be concerned. They're talking about toy room stuff. Lilith, Chad in toy room, could you do one just on the flag? Okay, so 5. What do you say, Mr. Vargo? Should I do 5?
Super Mega Ultimate USS Flag review.
No. World Made of Cardboard. What is up? Says just joined. What did I miss? Nothing. Nothing at all, really. We were just
I think we didn't. Did we have a topic tonight?
We were showing our toys.
I know. I still got a whole table worth of crap tonight.
All right, well, show me some more toys, and then we'll let Hella Dope take it over. George Aiken says, "I want some of those Monster Force."
As we talk about
the 4-inch ones, George. If you want some, man, I will scoop some up for you. Logic Blaster says, "Thank you for the answer. You're quite welcome." Let me see some toys, mother.
Yeah. So speaking of Hella Dope toys, they finally got this.
Ooh,
Power Rangers, the Black Ranger 30th anniversary one.
Nice.
They shipped it with some candy because those guys are awesome.
They do ship with candy. That was cool, man. That was super cool.
And then from Pulse to complement those, I got the other 3 that I needed, so I can finish the script. That
Man, I'll tell you, I was never a real big Power Rangers fan, but every time I see the Green Ranger, I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. Because he kicked the shit out of all of them.
So I knew nothing about Power Rangers growing up, other than these guys look really cool, and I could have some cool playtime with them. But yeah, so I'm going to work on a video on those 30th anniversary figures. So now that those are all out, and I got the last
Do you have
wave.
Trini? Did you get the Yellow Ranger?
Yeah, so the Yellow and Blue Ranger have been out. They're in my case right here. But then I got the last wave.
Here?
Yeah, I don't know why I did that. But then I got the last wave of indie stuff. This script,
Last Crusade?
Done. Yep. So the Last Crusade figures. And then, unfortunately,
Henry Jones Jr. Oh, the Knight. Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, there were some this crap movie figures thrown in there from the newest one.
Didn't see it.
So,
did you see it?
Yeah, it was not good. I saw opening night with my wife, and doesn't even like Indiana Jones that much, and she's like, "This movie's not good."
I heard the first 20 minutes were like okay if you can like handle the deep fake, even though it's not too bad because it's in the dark.
I couldn't handle the deep fake. That's what turned it off on me initially. I was like, "Oh, that doesn't look right." But yeah, that video's almost done. So
nice. Suka's saying, I'm pretty sure a couple Joe channels are saying Hasbro is bringing back O-Rings late 24. Maybe. I mean, Who knows,
If Super
right?
7 doesn't, they don't put their O-rings don't get funded. They might.
Yep. Ace
That's the biggest thing I think. The shame is those figures. If the mothership doesn't fund it, those figures don't get put out.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they may not make O-ring figures. The only thing that I thought was cool about that is when they made the Viper gunner, and some people are like, why do the Vipers look like that? I'm like, no. It's not a standard Cobra Viper. It's the gunner that you see in the intro. They have a different looking helmet.
Yep.
And when they did that, I was like, dude, that's pretty dope.
I think there'd be a lot of people that would purchase those figures to have those figures, and I think it's a shame that if the mothership doesn't fund, those figures don't get made.
Yeah. James Lucas is asking, does anyone have a link for Ace, please? It's just on Facebook, look up Ramen Toy, singular. Ramen, like ramen noodles, and then TOY. I'm sure somebody.
That's his website too.
Yeah. James Lucas says, love me some pie for $2. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I'm behind on the chat. I'm really trying to get there.
Hey,
what if Hasbro came out with 5-inch scale figures? Madness.
Well, that was G.I. Joe Extreme, right? Those are 5-inch.
Extreme. Yep. I have one.
I'd love to do a video on those figures. That line's relatively cheap. I might pick those up. Just
HCC 788 do a G.I. Joe Extreme video? No.
I don't know if he did the whole. He did Savage.
Toy Galaxy or Secret Galaxy. Fucking Dan, what's his name?
Well, I don't watch that channel, so.
Well, he's Hasbro's best friend now. You know, well, that's cool.
My video will have the toys.
You know what's weird? Whenever some people are like, "Oh yeah, I met producer Greg," and I'm like, "Wait, is that his fucking name, producer Greg?"
My video will have the toys.
What's your name, asshole Chad? What's your name? I don't know. I like to go by the moniker of Tuffy Tuffington III, actually. Thank you very much. All right, what else you got? You got some more stuff?
That was the bulk of it. I found these at Target yesterday. Surprise, I actually found.
Ooh.
I was like, you know what? I've never seen any troop builders on a store shelf.
I got to the end of the chat. 2 hours and 12 minutes, and I finally caught up with the chat. All right, so Just Jeff, if you are still here, speaking of 1/18 scale, all the cool stuff you can do with it. Just Jeff, who's freaking rad, he's an awesome person in the toy community, called me on FaceTime, was like, hey man, I'm at this like toy show, and there's this vendor, and he's got tons of Joe and 1/18 scale stuff. And he walked me down this whole table on FaceTime, and I was like, I want that. I want that. I want that. I want that. And I bought all this stuff, right? So I got the Alien Stinger.
Ooh.
Right?
I love that Kenner Aliens line.
Yeah. So I got this sucker, still sealed. Not only is the box sealed, it's in the bag, dude. So I got this. That's going to get G'd up. Are you ready for the next one? Yeah. Jeff says, I is here. Here I be. This. The freaking evac fighter.
That line's so cool.
Got this too, man. This thing is so rad. So rad. So I'm super appreciative of Jeff for all this stuff. And you know, I kind of have a special place in my heart for some of the 90s Joe stuff, right? Sealed.
Do you have one?
Yeah, I have one loose. Yeah.
Which one do you have? Do you have
this exact one?
The black base with the tan parts, or the tan base with the black parts?
No, the black with the tan.
There's a variant. The only way to know is to open it.
So I don't know about this one, right? Because this is, and you bring up a good point. It's the exact same thing as the frickin' armor bot, right? So the one version of the armor bot has blue guns and gold caps, and then the other one's vice versa, gold guns, blue caps. And so I have the open one there. I have the one sealed in the box over there next to my A-Team box. You don't know. So I pinged Carson, and I'm like, is there any way to tell? He's like, nope, you got to open it. I was like, oh man. So, oh, hold on. Just Jeff said, dude's table was nuts. He had all the figures too. Could have got them all for 75. Wish I would have. Jeez, man. That's
that
crazy.
Aliens line is. Kenner was putting out some really good stuff in the 90s.
They were.
That's, I think, really underrated. But
Scott Hughes, thank you for the $5 super chat. Very much, Scott. Thank you. It says detail on toys is a matter of perspective. Does it mean eyelashes on figures, or does it mean that you get a Wolverine with your cover girl? Ha!
Hey, if Ace is putting out the bridge layer, and he said he's going to have that Shreds body, maybe we can convince him to put out a Wolverine too.
Yeah. Matt Noon is asking, "Are you unboxing that? Are we talking about the Scorpion, Matt?"
I think so.
Yeah, I'm going to unbox that. I'm going to unbox it all. I'm going to open her, my dude. The only reason I didn't open that second armor bot is because it's kind of one of those things like I have one open, so. Yep. But then again,
it's not like you didn't have one. And it's like with the detonator and stuff. It's hard to buy that thing loose.
The detonator and the blockbuster, because you're talking 93 and 94, and then the detonator has the Nerf stuff that requires that positive pressure from the plunger. You might as well just buy it completely.
I love the detonator. Was one of my few vintage vehicles I bought at a yard sale.
Dude, I love it. Complete like that and building it. I loved it. Just putting all the little sprockets in for the gunner's turret. Man, I was having a blast building that thing.
Yeah.
Yes, the only thing I am going to open it.
The paper stickers don't stick on those Nerf bullets.
Oh, yeah. There's a trick for that. Little sliver of double-sided tape. Wrap it nice and tight. Boop, done. Just Jeff says Kenner Aliens was an awesome line. I might go after that after Mask. Ooh, Mask, man. Yep. And then Jim says Ace makes a bridge layer and he's getting all my money. He's making it, dude.
Yeah, I think he said it's going to have rubber treads and everything.
Yep, it's on his slate of things to build. Didn't he say it was after the bread van?
I think so.
Yeah. Is that your doggy?
Yeah. Oh. She ran away.
Oh, your Dobie took off?
Yep.
Is that the missus?
Yeah, she's up at the top of the steps.
Tell her I said hello. Come here. All right. You ready?
Okay. Yeah. She doesn't want to be on camera.
Now, I'm a huge fan of like, oh yeah, look at this hammer. Oh, where's the rear axle? Where's all the stuff? But right? Here's the rear axle. Here is all the stuff. So now I have a freaking hammer.
An unbroken antenna, or?
Oh, no, not the antenna. Because, right?
Yeah.
But that's okay, because getting vehicles that are mostly complete, need some love, need to be restored, that's a big passion of mine.
Yep.
When I got my my Night Raven, yeah, it was like 70%, and I spent a little time completing that, just like my Night Striker, my Night Force Killer Whale. Yeah, I'm almost ready to do the restoration video on that sucker.
I had the re-release of the hammer when they re-released it in the early 2000s at the Brawler.
Oh yeah, yep.
With the camo and then the obnoxious 8-barrel rocket launcher.
Just says, P.S. bagging that shit up sucked. Sorry, dude. Lila says, ooh, hammer. I just bought my second one on Friday. It's a toy I love from the 90s. It's so good.
Yeah, people can say the 90s Joes are not good. I don't know if they've actually taken the time to look at what came out in the 90s.
Yeah. Impossible Pie. The hammer is based on a Humvee, yes. High mobility, multi-wheeled vehicle. Yeah, it is based on a Humvee. It's a little longer than a Humvee really is, but yeah, it's based on. If I had to guess, I would say it's based on the 1151 design, just because it has that fastback. But again, it's not completely accurate. This is pretty accurate right here, because it even has the sling hooks, and that's all our Humvees have the sling hooks. They all have that rear slotted grill.
Do you have the 2004 Jungle Strike Humvee?
No.
That was an awesome toy.
World Made of Cardboard says the hammer with the finger flick technology missiles. Yep. The Earthquake has them too. I just got a complete Cobra Earthquake from my favorite toy store. And it was complete. All the stickers are mint. I don't want to say the price, right? I always stop myself from saying price because I think it cheapens the experience, but 100%. Chad, are you into the new Eagle Force figures? Yes, absolutely. 100%. I eat them up. And Bear 11 Charlie, do you have any of the vehicles from the MASH toys? No, I don't. I have some of the A-Team stuff, but no MASH. No, I don't. That'd be cool. Raw Talk Real Deal says, I just need the A-Team in 6-inch, then I can quit classified because that's all I truly want. You talking the characters?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because Ace's van's going to be in those colors. Yep. The red van will be in the black, gray, and red.
100%. Yep. Just Jeff says, best Joe of the series came out in the 90s Shipwreck version 2. Dude, Shipwreck version 2 is rad, but I think I would put Ace version 3 up against Shipwreck version 2.
Ooh, in the green flight suit.
Mm-hmm. With the Ghost Striker?
Yep.
Stop.
I don't have my parachute pants.
Yeah. Can you get down like that? Oh. Matt Noon sends a $2 super chat. Thank you very much. Enjoyed tonight with MVargo. Thanks, fellas. Thank you, Matt. Thank you for hanging out with us, man.
Yeah, I love being on Chad's channel. So,
dude, I love when you come hang out with me, man. We were supposed to have somebody else come hang out with us, but whatever. DTC Night Force Humvee took fantasy closer to reality for G.I. Joe. Yeah. All the DTC stuff is just fire. When they came out with that DTC Hiss, it completely reimagined the Hiss tank forevermore. Alex says G.I. Joe only had one shitty year, 1987. Defiant and the Mobile Command Center can't make up for the Pogo, the Buzzbore, and Cobra Law.
Yeah, but you had some great figures in 87. You had Falcon, you had Tunnel Rat. I mean,
That's okay. That's his opinion. He's allowed to I'm not a Cobra Law fan.
Well, yeah, Cobra Law was it happened.
Yeah. Lila says Joe was influenced by Desert Storm in the 90s. Absolutely was. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Star Wars and Captain Planet and the Rocketeers or whatever the fucking Planeteers, right? Yeah.
The War on Drugs.
Yeah. Impossible Pie. What is your least favorite Joe or Cobra vehicle?
That's tough. That's a tough one to put me on the spot with.
I would say the little Ninja Force spinny cycle things.
Yeah, the battle copters were pretty weak too.
Yeah, the battle copters aren't that great. I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll give you that. But
it's hard to say because I'm younger.
With the battle copter, you got Interrogator.
You did, and you got the blue flight suit Ace, which other than the color, it's a great figure.
Yep. Oh, here you go. MVargo, who's your favorite Joe or Cobra figure or character? Oh, here it comes.
Beachhead was this version of Beachhead was one of the very first ones I got. I was like, you know what? The balaclava. It's like he's cool.
That's good, man. That's a solid pick right there. Very cool. Lila says best shipwreck I army built on my battle. Oh yeah, the shipwreck version 2. Suka says, I posted my Jungle Strike Humvee test shot on Facebook. It's pretty cool. Removable doors they fixed for general release. That's awesome, man. I'm going to go check that out.
Those doors were removable if you broke them.
World Made of Cardboard. I thought the Earthquake had mortar launching missiles. You click the missiles and drop them in the launcher. They would launch instantly like a mortar shell.
Yeah,
Unless
but you
mine-
still have to flick. I think you flick them up. You like
Flick 'em.
move the switch and it.
Ooh, do you have a Sonic Fighters Apache? No, I don't.
That's a
One of the-
disappointing vehicle. If that thing could have fit a figure in it.
I was talking with Mark Weber about it, and he was like, "I hate that thing," and I was like, "Shut your mouth."
That thing looks great. It just can't fit a figure.
Yeah, the cockpit,
Yeah.
really knocks that vehicle down a couple of pegs, but yeah, they could have nailed it with that thing. And I don't even care that it doesn't have glass in it. Like, look at the Skyhawk, man.
Yeah, if you don't have a figure in it and you just look at it, it looks great. And then you compare it to anything else in the Joe line, you're like, ooh, that's tiny.
What's your favorite Joe or Cobra vehicle?
I've always been a big fan of the APC. Just you throw all your guys in there.
Yep. Carrying
roll it
case that
along.
floats.
Yep.
Fantastic. Did you see the custom one I made
Yeah.
with that crazy turret? Yeah,
Yeah.
that thing's freaking awesome.
The APC is a great vehicle.
Oh, I love it. I love it. George Aiken has to go. George, thanks for hanging out with us, man. I can never thank you enough. I know it's always late when you hang out with us. So. And then Impossible Pie is asking which version of Beachhead is that? It's not Pursuit of Cobra.
No, it's the
that's a
2002 Joe versus Cobra.
Yep.
Beachhead. Came with Dr. Mindbender.
Chad, do you have any Cyber Crow custom stuff? Oh. I don't. Did they make that freaking Terminator Battle Android Trooper? Is that who made that one?
I'm not familiar.
I don't. I have the Terminator Battle Android Trooper. I don't know if that's Cyber Crow. I don't know, Brian. I don't know. Maybe we talk about that offline, but I honestly don't know. 82 to 94 will always be the best years for G.I. Joe. Hasbro has been trying to chase that glorious run ever since. They're still doing it now. Sorry that Classified won't even match or reach those levels in longevity. No, it won't. Classified will go until Hasbro kills it. And they'll kill it for no reason, and they'll kill it on no notice. Like they always kill everything G.I. Joe. And for anybody who doesn't believe that, look what they just did to 118. Right? They killed a real American hero. They killed Resolute. They killed every single thing G.I. Joe related. They killed Sergeant Savage before the shit was even in stores. They killed it.
They killed Valor versus Venom to put out Sigma 6. I mean,
they killed Joe Con.
Yep.
I mean, the only thing that ever kills G.I. Joe is Hasbro. 93 was Joe's second biggest year, and a year after that, they were like, yeah, we're done. We're just going to quit. What the fuck? Anyway. I need to add it to my list. I know I do. Jason says, favorite Joe General Hawk, favorite Cobra Firefly. Nice. That's very cool. Mikey says, if you were looking for a Sonic Fighter Apache, I know a guy that has both variations, lighter green button on the handle. He had them at AR. Well, I know how to get a hold of you, Mikey. So I do want one because I don't have it. Ravenwitch 66. Time to hit the sack. Great stream, guys. Good night. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thanks for hanging out with Mr. Vargo here.
Yep.
He likes people and stuff. BBI Elite. Oh yeah, that Apache. Forget it. I wish I could. Here's a good question. What are your thoughts on Black Major figures? Do you have any experience with those?
I had one. I got one, and I don't know. It wasn't. It just did. Yeah, it doesn't feel right. Like,
but you know what's funny? That's how the new O-Ring Joes feel. Exactly like that.
I mean, I had the Black Major before, and
right.
Once I got the 2-pack of the Cobra Trooper and Officer, I was like, these feel like a Black Major figure.
Yeah. My personal opinion on Black Major stuff, if Black Major made modern construction figures, I would be friggin' broke forever. But because Black Major doesn't, that's why. Did you just sneeze?
There was a cough.
Oh, okay. Well, bless you anyway. All my money goes to Eagle Force and Marauders. That's still a good question. And then Rachel says, I love the APC The Action Force ATC is on my grail list. Oh yeah. And even though he already left, I did not complete my ATC until George Aiken was nice enough to send me the ring of the turret that I needed. So you can barely see my ATC poking out right there. It's that, that weird lighter green. I love that.
My wife wants to go to England. I'm like, okay, well, if I go to England, I'm probably picking up the entire Palatoy Action
Go
Force.
nuts, dude. Go nuts. George was telling me that like a carded Mouton, you can get one for like 10 pounds. Carded. Like they're all over the place over there. And I was like, oh, we can't get that shit here.
Yeah, I said if we go over there, I'm bringing an extra large suitcase, and we're just bringing all the Palatoy stuff back with us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Or like several carry-ons, because they're just going to be like, boom, and they're going to smash your shit. Woodman's got to go. Thank you for hanging out with us, Woodman. We really appreciate it. I like this. Hasbro is cancer to G.I. Joe. Which sucks. It sucks, right?
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Hasbro is the company that owns G.I. Joe.
Yeah. Destro's Des says, thanks for the great hangout tonight, guys, and chat. I really enjoy this community. Got to sell myself now. Good night. Good night, Destro. Thanks for hanging out. Dude, his videos have been going mad on the classified stuff. He's been getting great. World Made of Cardboard says, my wife is asking me to take out the trash and my phone is about to die. You guys have a great live stream. You're fantastic. You are, dude. And
John, you need to plug your phone in more often. I feel like your phone's always dying.
Yeah, right. And the stuff you make out of cardboard it's truly art.
Yeah,
truly art. Impossible Pie said, I find Black Major have tolerance issues. Something is always falling off or doesn't fit. That's a fair assessment. Lila says, Marauder sent me broke on their nom line. Oh man, did you get in on that? The Marauders nom?
Didn't. Just hit at a bad time for me. But when are those supposed to come out? Those are soon, right? Or
yeah. Yep.
There's so much stuff coming out. So, like in the next couple months, I can't even keep track anymore.
Yeah. Mikey says, Call Sign Longbow has gone to great lengths to make their figures feel like the real American Hero figures, metal rivets and T-bars. Yep. Dude,
Yeah,
Call Sign Longbow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I try to not. Yeah, there it is. I try to not pick favorites, but yeah. Longbow for sure, all the way. Raw Talk Real Deal says, I'm appreciating Spy Troops and Sergeant Savage more and more each day. Black Major has thigh seam problems. The mold they tried to replicate has flaws. See, measured, right? That's a very, very measured response. I'll tell you,
Spy Troops are awesome.
I got that freaking Sergeant Savage P40 Warhawk for a freaking steal from a friend. So it makes it even more valued to me because I bought it from a friend. And then when I got this sucker, man, like I still got to open this, but I'm waiting to open this. But
did it hurt you a little inside that your YouTube poll didn't pick that video first?
No, because then I'll do one part of the toy room, then I'll actually drop that car rant video. Then I'll do second part, then I'll do this, then I'll do the third part, then I'll do that fucking flag mast. I got content forever, bro. Suka says, Chad, we should make a group to go hassle the guy that has all the 118 BBI and JSI vehicle molds. Done. Let's do it. Yeah. We'll call it Haters Love BBI. Yeah. And then World Made of Cardboard says, yeah, I use my phone way too much. What do you got coming up, dude? What do you got going on? You got anything in the pipe in the future?
Yeah, so I finished scripting on my Indiana Jones Adventure Series video.
Yep.
Hoping that's out this weekend. What is it? It's called Indiana Jones and the. Hold on, I got so many things running through my head. Indiana Jones and the Uninspired Exploit.
Nice, very nice.
That should be out. That's kind of a whole look at the whole Adventure Series line because that line lasted a year and is dead now.
Yeah.
So
I'll be looking
that's
forward
coming
to that.
out. The Power Rangers video, now that I've got the rest of those figures on, hopefully that'll be out this month.
Sweet.
So, yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
this
try
month.
to. What's up?
So that's basically the close horizon. I've got some other stuff, depending on when some stuff comes in, that'll come out. So
That's rad. I dig it. I mean, at least you got stuff lined up. I'm gonna try to. I don't even know how I'm gonna do these toy room tours. Like, do I have someone film me and I walk, and I'm like, hey, or do I hold it and like, I don't even know. It's so hard. I don't know how to do it.
strap it to your cat and have your cat follow you around, and then whatever they
would
pick
just
up,
be like rolling on the floor and being stupid, and
and then
get
whatever's
tired.
recorded is all you show.
Yeah. I'll work it out. I'll try to do something fun and not half-assed, but I got to do a part 1 of a toy room tour because the community spoke and I'm a man of the people. Then I have Kirk Bazigian on Wednesday, which that's going to be like a big show.
Yeah, that should be
So
great.
I got him on Wednesday. Then I'll have a car rant. Then Friday with Jay and on and on and on and on. Yeah, so yeah. Cool. Very cool. James Lucas says, very fun stream, guys. Always good to see my buddy Chad and learn more about MVargo. Dude, James Lucas is such a cool dude.
There's great people in this community.
There really is. There really are.
For our community. Yeah. For
There's
our
a lot of
community
great
being labeled as haters.
Yep. And that's again, right? So yeah, so I'm gonna delaminate for a minute on that fucking hater thing. Yojo Jerk says, great show tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. For everybody who's still here, for myself, for my friend MVargo, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. See, we didn't hate that bad. It was a little.
And it just started out with the banana candy, and then
still pissed at you for that, man. How do you not like banana Laffy Taffy? Is friggin' awesome.
Well, it's funny because I was at my parents' house last weekend after Halloween. That was all that was left in their bin was the banana Laffy Taffy.
Yeah. Get that setup Carson has where the camera follows you where you go. Yeah, but then I'm gonna be like way the frig back there. You're not gonna see anything. I'll be like, yeah, so this custom figure, I made it out of this and that. You'd be like, can't see it. Chad, if I don't make it with Kirk's stream, can you ask him, did he do anything with Make-A-Wish Foundation and G.I. Joe? I will do my best to remember that. Yeah. Look at that. Your missus says nasty. She says you're nasty.
No, I think she's talking about the banana candy.
She said, "Oh, you nasty. You nasty boy." Look, I don't want to have to fight your missus over banana Laffy Taffy. No, that ain't gonna happen. Mo says, let's go raid Hella Dope, guys. Yes, please, everybody who's still hanging out, go over to Hella Dope, and then I will show up and I will apologize for keeping everybody hostage. And
go to Hella Dope, buy their stuff. They've got cool stuff.
Go to Hella Dope, buy their stuff. Mikey says, the ma'am is going to need to be involved and you will need to wear pants. I'm wearing freaking pants, dude. God, always with the pants. I have a 16-year-old who's very good at holding a camera, and she could stand to fucking work a little. So, Raw Talk, Real Deal says definitely a great show. Just subbed. We'll be tuning in more. Thank you so much. I hope you guys all sub to MVargo. Most of you should already be subbed to him because he's a rad dude. Yep. And then Ratface, look at it. James is lurking. He's still here. Thanks, brother. Thanks for being here. James Lucas says, Hella Dope guys are awesome. Yes. So please, everyone, head on over to Hella Dope. I'm going to stop reading the chat or I'm just going to stay here all night. Nasty banana Laffy, but banana runts are good. See, look, your wife's pretty rad. We'll get along. Yeah, we're cool. We're cool like that. Mr. Vargo,
yep.
As is my new customary practice, you're going to sign us out.
It's been a stream. It's Chad. It's Vargo. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
I love it. Have an awesome day.